everybody, welcome to Shop on TV with me, Rob Lock, with an E. This is the only night I'm with you this week, actually. Shaylee are with you tomorrow night with Vintage Cash Cow and Saturday, and then Super Bowl Sunday, so we're actually off air because the Super Bowl will be on, and apparently they think that's more important than us. But I will be back with you Monday because I've done a little swapsy with Shaylee, so that's something to look forward to, or not, depending on which side of the fence you're on. This is Faith & Brown Jewellery, one of Britain's most illustrious jewellery brands, in my opinion, and many people's opinions for that matter. And we've got half of Faith & Brown here. We've got the Brown side. Vicky Brown, hello, how are you?
Hello.
How are you?
Very excited.
In America, UPS's advert is what can Brown do for you? So
hopefully a lot tonight.
Yes.
I think that's the answer, is that I think we can do a huge amount of romance, hopefully, for those who are looking for Valentine's gifts.
Yes, we have our roses already. By the way, these are for you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I will take them home because I'm pretty sure I won't get them.
Waiter. We're ready for the main course. Garçon.
Oh, nice.
Just before we have a look at get started, something amazing has happened, ladies and gentlemen. You've just won another award, haven't you?
We have.
Tell us about that.
We are now officially the Precious Metal Jewellery Brand of the Year with Lux Life Excellence. That was revealed.
Wow.
I know, and it's such a huge accolade because actually with Lux Life it is about prestige, it's about a service, it's about equality.
Yeah.
And it genuinely is one of those that I hold to such value at Faith & Brown. You know, I want us to give an opportunity to people to own precious metal jewellery, to own something that they feel great about, but also get a service that completes that experience.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, that's like the Emmys of jewellery.
It is exactly that.
And big winner over here. Now, if you go to shopontv.co.uk, click the live page, and it will take you through to this. We have no less than 8 new products tonight. Now, every single thing here that you see is a precious metal. It is either silver or it is gold. We have some 48-hour deals for you as well. And this, look, we've only got 6 of these. We couldn't even bring you the necklace tonight because the price of gold has shot through the roof again. 10% since we did the last show. It's gone up. Amazing. 56250. You can spread the cost on PayPal as well. If you want a 9-carat gold 8-inch Cuban bracelet, and that is solid. It is not hollow, you know, as is often the way these days. That is absolutely solid. Get it while you can because they will go very, very quickly. We'll show it to you, obviously, in detail shortly. Other things are coming up, including one of our 48-hour... Oh, but we do have loads of other gold items as well. Peruse the website. We're going to preview some of the items now, and then we'll get into them. And if there's something specifically as you look through the website and you think, Rob, I want to see that one, then you shoot us an email, studio@shopontv.co.uk, or on the webpage, when you go to the show page, there's a little place you can message us through there. We just can't reply to that one. If you need a reply, email. If you just want to say, Rob, show us this. In fact, here it is. Look, here it is. See, there it is. Then all you've got to do. And please do subscribe to us on YouTube at Shop on TV Live, at Shop on TV Live. And please hit the bell icon so you get notifications. We're live on there every night, so if you can't always watch on your TV, you can always watch us on YouTube reliably. And if you can't watch the whole show because it's getting a bit late, you can always go back and watch it again later in the day or at your leisure. It's like our we use it as catch-up, basically. Right, now, that's the word. Sorry, I dropped a W. No! Please do, introduce us to this little beauty.
This is genuinely one of the most exceptional deals, I feel, and that's just, you know, from my perspective, a real opportunity and a half for anybody who wants to indulge in precious metal jewellery. And Faith & Brown is all about precious metal. We don't work with brass or nickel or any kind of what you classify as, you know, your trash bin jewellery, which essentially you wear a few times and you put in the bin.
I'm sorry, £30 is trash bin prices, isn't it?
It's solid sterling silver.
This is solid sterling.
Absolutely solid sterling silver. And the beauty part about this piece, I think, is that if you are looking for that special gift for somebody, and it could be a gift for yourself. This isn't about somebody gifting to you, you can gift to yourself.
Yeah.
But this, hopefully, with these prices, is actually, you can also, with the beautiful detail that we've given in the silver heart pendant, you could actually actually engrave that.
I was going to say, you
Add
could
a
actually
personal
engrave it
touch.
both sides if you wanted to.
Indeed. And actually, we've done this, I did this for my niece for her 16th. And we put her name on the front.
Yep.
And actually, we put her date of birth
on the back. Yeah.
So again, you know, you can, whatever's personal to you. And I do love the fact that jewellery can be a personal attribute, i.e., you know, there's not many accessories that can touch the skin but also touch the soul. And I think actually this is exactly what this jewellery is. It's personal.
Well, you know what? Your niece, if you want, and if you've got a niece or if you have someone that you're buying, or a daughter or a granddaughter, when they're our age, they'll probably still be wearing it, I would almost guarantee.
Absolutely.
And by that point, it is likely that perhaps they will... Their relatives or siblings may not necessarily be around anymore. This is a keepsake, an heirloom, a legacy to be able to remember them by.
But then you say that and then you say £30. You know, and within that, it's quite an opportunity. And this is, I mean, I guess in some ways I have to clarify, this is just a one-off deal. It's not something that I could repeat time and time again, especially within the pricing of silver as it's shifting at the moment.
Well, I was going to say, this is, Faith and Brown already, the prices are very keen with Shop on TV. These are specials just for you. But then we've done a mega deal for you tonight. And remember, this is 48 hours only. It is stock or clock. So get it while you can. In fact, actually, I'm just hearing it's probably not going to last. It's flying out the door. For 30 quid, you'd think it's going to be a teeny little thing. But look, get these for, if you're getting married in the summer, get these for your bridesmaids. If you, I don't know, if you are looking for somebody who is enjoined with tasked, I should say, with looking for ladies' festival gifts or that sort of thing. But otherwise, a baby shower. This is the perfect, or just an I love you. Guys, any guys out there, come on, you know it, folks. You know it. You present your lady, especially if it's at that early stage in the relationship, you present your lady with one of those. You can have a good night.
The nice part about it is that I did a little bit of research on the price of a bouquet of red roses for Valentines. And I did it on probably the most well-known of the national floral delivery sites. Yeah. So I went to the Classic and I just thought, OK, I'm just going to go for 12 roses.
A dozen. A dozen beautiful roses.
Last maybe a couple of weeks if you're lucky.
Yeah.
£68.
Yeah, yeah.
But within that, that's like, in my mind, I go £68, beautiful, and there's no doubt about it. To receive a bouquet of roses is gorgeous.
Of course.
But of that memory, it's 2 weeks. But of that memory for £30, it's a lifetime.
Yeah.
And actually, you know, an engraving on a piece like this, you can take to your local cobblers in the high street. You know, that it was £10.
Yeah, yeah.
And for that £10, you can add a personal touch that again guarantees that every time it's worn, it is given that personal touch. And that's the feel-good factor of jewellery, I think, is that it's a personal touch that you can create for yourself as much as you can for somebody else as you gift it.
Now, I'm not going to make a political statement, but I do remember that when we joined the EU, or when we were in the EU, you couldn't buy a dozen red roses because it wasn't it wasn't decimal.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but you can, I think, now. So I'm not saying this, again, I'm not making any statement whatsoever. That might not be true. That could be. I could have just heard that from a bloke in the pub. I don't know. Or maybe when I worked for that well-known Great Britain news company, that I heard that somewhere. Please do check out quickly. They're all guaranteed. In fact, they're going to be shipped tomorrow. Please make sure you check out. They're all guaranteed to arrive in time for Valentine's Day. So if the heart is a bit too on the nose, or that heart is a bit too on the nose, I mean, it's not. It's such a... I love that little curly, almost like a curly Q at the bottom, that little kind of kick. It's just so beautiful. It's just that little design aspect that makes it special. But here we have a heart that, to me, is just... it's a little work of art, really.
It is, and actually what's gorgeous about this is that probably the first question we'll get asked is how many diamonds? Because we get this question all the time with these beautiful stardust designs. And the answer is there are no diamonds in this piece, but when you see it, your eyes will just sparkle and dazzle, and you'll think to yourself, well, surely some gemstones have been put. Or if it's not gemstones, are they fake gemstones? Is it, you know, some cubic zirconia or something like that?
Nope.
The answer is, again, no.
A diamond has been involved in the process, but not in the
Exactly
in the actual
that. So this is an amazing attribute of craftsmanship, where we take silver and we actually use a diamond tip drill to create this stardust detailing. So this is literally just silver at its best, maximised by an amazing craftsmanship. You've got the heart detail with that stardust, and then you've got the intertwined, as you can see there, infinity flavour. And that detail of the infinity, perfect as a piece of jewellery with meaning. You know, infinity, a forever, the heart wrapped within it, that means a forever love, and that's a gift to daughter, to mother, to wife, to partner. It doesn't matter who you gift to a friend, you know, forever friend. And the lovely piece about this, and I think it's probably the reason that this should be the first sellout in my mind, is because this is one size fits all. So I will just quickly flip my wrist over. So this is
magical
slider design up to 9 inches. So I'll just show you. It slides up to 9 inches. So that means it can.
Some people could almost wear that as an anklet.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you slide it on and then you choose the length of the bracelet as you want it. And the slider has a little stopper inside, so it means that you can choose where you want it to be. Some people like to wear their bracelets loose. Some people like to wear it tight. I like it tighter. That's just how I like to wear my jewellery. But as you can see, once it's in place, that's where it'll hold until you change it.
Functional
so
and fashionable.
So if you are going to buy a gift to somebody who you don't know their wrist size and you're having that and that ah moment, you don't have to and ah anymore. It fits, guaranteed.
Yeah. By the way, do you know what? I shop a lot with Shop on TV. When you, and it's free to sign up for an account, by the way. There's no subscription or anything like that. You only pay when you buy something. However, you can set your account up now, even if you don't use it right away, although you probably will be tonight. But the thing is, there is an address book, and you can actually have as many addresses as you like. So obviously your default address is your home address or whatever address you put on your account. But you can have this delivered to any address you like, including the name on. So you can set up the name and address for somebody you wanted to send it to. So I've done that I sent my sister an oven, what do you call it? An air fryer at Christmas. I sent my friend Phil, who may be watching. Hi Phil. And I sent him an espresso machine. It's great. And they get it's all sent out. Usually, it's
hassle-free as well.
Hassle-free,
yeah. You know, within that.
Yeah.
And actually, what's really lovely is that there doesn't have to be a reason to gift a piece of jewellery at £30. It can be just that moment of, because I was thinking of you. That's the lovely thing, isn't it?
And this is brand new today as well. We brought this in just for Valentine's Day, just for you. Please do, if you need to wake somebody up before it gets too late and let them know to order, or send them the link from the website. Maybe share it on social media. Please make sure you sign up to our social media. We're posting like a banshee on Facebook and also on Instagram and X and such. So at Shop on TV Live is the handle for all our social media. Send them the link to this and make sure they get it. But these 48-hour deals, we don't think this will necessarily last. So, you know, we can only get so many, and obviously, you know, hundreds of thousands of people are watching at midnight when we go live. So there is already a big audience tonight. So please check out, make sure you get yours. If you leave it too late, you might find that it's sold out by the time you decide to buy it. Now, what was the stock update on this? It's almost, I mean, we only started with a handful, and already a lot of them people are musing over it and ready to put it in their basket. Some already have. As I said, we only had 6. It's 562.50, solid, as in not tubular or hollow, 9 carat, so 37.5% pure gold, and in a classical style, but a slight spin. The Cuban's a slight spin on the curb, isn't it? The
Cuban is what I would say is the ultimate sophisticated nephew of the curb chain. The curb chain's a very classic link-on-link design.
Sure.
It's got a very strong, durable aspect to it, which is why it's used so regularly within jewellery, chains and for bracelets, to have that strength of wear. So you take that classic of the curb, which is link on link, and then it flattens. patterns. But then on top of that, with a Cuban, it's got a curvaceousness. Can you see how smooth it is? In fact, probably if I show you it, if I just show you it like so.
And it looks great on your wrist as well,
If I
unisex.
just show you the smoothness of it, and it has this wonderful quality of curve. So it's quite a tight link, which means that you get a lot of gold impact. You get a weight to this, but you also get a gold impact. That perhaps with a curb link, it's a little bit wider, so you don't get as much of that luxury, almost liquid gold-like essence.
No.
And if I just drop it down, you'll see how it just has that fluidity within it, and it sits with such a quality against the skin. One of the nicest things about a Cuban bracelet, in my opinion, is the way it feels against the skin, because it has that smoothness. And sometimes with a curb chain, it can quite, what's the word, kicky against the skin.
Yes. And especially if you are slightly hirsute, because my curb chains, I'd always get hairs pinched in them, and you go to move it, and suddenly you rip a couple of hairs out.
And that's the other thing, when you've got that smoothness, it's very sleek, which again works really well for unisex. So it has a really easy wearability, you know, against you know, the wrist. It really blends against the skin.
Plus, if you bought maybe you bought the necklace last time and you didn't have the budget for the bracelet just before Christmas, it sold out before Christmas.
And I was saying to you before we went to wear, that necklace we have tried to recommission, and it will be now an extra £200 because of literally since we've seen each other, since pre-Christmas, the price of gold has gone up by 10%.
So in 2 months.
Not even that.
Not even that.
No,
a month, 6 weeks.
5 weeks.
So, ladies and gentlemen, can I just tell you something here? When you are talking about gold, you can't mess around, because it's a little bit like exchange rates. And I play this game between US dollars and pounds because I don't know if I've ever mentioned I used to live in America. So sometimes I have bills and things that I pay in America, so I have to transfer money, and the pound goes up and down. And some days you get it's nice and strong, and you get more dollars for your money. And some days it's like, oh my God, this is costing me too much. If you wait for this, the gold is expected to go up another 40%, I think it is, this year. Isn't that something like that?
See, the interesting part of it,
it'll be more expensive.
Gold is what you'd the way that you read gold is what you'd call stochastic. So essentially, it has a pattern to it. There are things that you have tendencies to read.
Yes.
But it's impossible to know. I mean, genuinely, we have to be open. It is genuinely impossible to know what's going to happen next.
No, for sure.
However, and I think that's really important to say, because nobody has a crystal ball. And when it comes to precious metals, they are reliant on lots of different things happening within a very volatile environment at the moment. And I will be very clear, it is volatile because obviously there's so many trade tensions, etc., that are influencing the price of gold, because gold is seen as a very equilibrium-like asset. So therefore, it holds a strength to that for people to invest in, because it.
Well, economies used to be backed by gold.
Absolutely, and still are.
Some are, to a degree, still are.
Exactly.
Yes,
But actually, what I would say is that I wouldn't buy jewellery because of the value of gold.
No.
I buy it because it's beautiful.
Because you love it,
to wear.
No, but
what's
the point
really lovely is it's got an intrinsic value.
But the point I'm trying to make, Vicky, is that if people miss this time now,
I definitely could.
Again, we are not making any claims about investing. We're not qualified. That's not what we're doing. All I'm saying, plain and simple, please hear what I'm saying here, is that historically, in the last few years, gold has only gone up in price. Every prediction I've read, and I watch it quite extensively because I'm thinking about buying some gold, it's pointing up. So if you don't buy this now, the next time because it will sell out tonight, when we have it next time, it will more than likely cost more money. Just like the necklace would now, for you to recreate. Yeah. Just like that necklace we had before Christmas was £200 roughly less than if we brought it back today.
Oh yes, yes.
There's nothing we can do because Vicky, you have to buy for the same weight. You have to buy the gold bullion, don't you?
That's right.
You know.
And actually, what's interesting about it is that from our perspective, obviously, we have to try and read what's going on in the future.
Yeah.
And you just genuinely never know what's going to happen next.
Right,
But from the point of view of an owner of precious metal jewellery, take the pleasure of owning it, take the pleasure and the joy
Sure.
of how it feels.
Yes.
But within that, obviously, acknowledge the fact that this is a piece of jewellery that has an intrinsic value based on it being a precious metal.
Yes.
What it isn't is a piece of jewellery that's going to end up in the trash or end up in
Right.
landfill.
Yeah.
This is jewellery that has obviously a potential to have a life of its own in terms of generational wear, pass it down to somebody special. The ownership of owning a piece of jewellery that has that pass on down to somebody special of opportunity is so unique. You can't do it with shoes or handbags, or maybe you could. A couple
Well,
of it.
no, I don't know.
But actually, the reality is there are very few accessories that can make you feel good, but then be able to pass on.
What are heirlooms?
20 years' time, 30 years' time.
Their art, their jewellery, or their precious metals, or their precious gems. That's really pretty much it, isn't it? So look, buy it because you love it, but know that it's something you will potentially, or whomever you're buying it for, will potentially get years and years and years of pleasure out of it, and then we'll be able to pass that on to future generations as a legacy, as an heirloom, and they will get literally generations of your future family members, or whomever ends up wearing it, will get tremendous amounts of pleasure. And again, it's a reminder. This was Nana Vicky's, or it was great grandma Vicky's. You know
Nana
what I
Vicky,
mean?
I'm going to have to work on that, aren't I?
Nanny Vic. Now, ladies and
Be a
gentlemen,
cool nanny.
what you are about to see may create some happiness in you. You may find yourself being very oppressed. Oppressed? No, impressed. What is wrong with me tonight? Impressed.
Don't be oppressed.
I'm dropping letters. No, you may find yourself very, very impressed. You may find yourself, and people can start to really think this is something special that I have to have. And you may find yourself in that situation too. And when you do, there's a reason for it, because this is so unique. It's something I've never, or had never seen before until we launched it on the Christmas show. It's possibly something you've never seen before. And it's from the Luce range, which means light, or lux means light, so it comes from the Latin. And it is, and it's heart-shaped. It's a heart-shaped phenomenon.
What is extraordinary about this piece is that every time I have looked at it as it sat on my desk in the last few weeks, I have experienced something different, to the point where I've had to move it off my desk because I just get so entranced.
Yes.
It is a mesmerisingly beautiful piece of jewellery. Yeah. The warning has to be, if you're wearing a piece of jewellery like this, that you are going to be talking about your jewellery to people because they'll want to know about it.
They'll ask you about it, yeah.
This is...
in the vegetable aisle.
That's it, literally, standing at the checkout.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's gorgeous. What you have here is solid gold, and we'll talk about the quality of the gold in the heart design. Now, we did the clover, which of course was really, really popular, thanks to obviously the design of the moment. Yeah. We've got the heart for Valentines, but actually the heart is symbolic outside of Valentines. The heart is the ultimate symbol of love and affection. Sure. And this is the piece of jewellery you're going to love forever. And that's because the detail of the design that we have here creates an iridescent, holographic quality.
That's not a coat. I don't know how you've done that. I did ask you last time, and you wouldn't tell me the secret.
So this is an iridescent treatment that is on top of the.
Oh, it is. Okay, right.
So what you have here is an optical light play that is created with diamond-tipped detailing. Now, of the diamond tip, it goes from the centre of the heart and extends out. Now, that would be enough. That would be enough of wow factor. But then if I start to rotate it round, now, it's genuinely by the millimetre me moving. I hardly have to move at all. And the light play is just...
Well, I was going to say, play of light is normally something you only use that phrase when you're talking about gemstones.
Dispersion. You're bending the light. You're literally taking in a white light. It splits into constituent colours and it comes out in that reflectivity.
Yes.
What's glorious about this is you're getting all of that mesmerising dispersion, but it's all sitting into this magnificent feature for the heart shape.
And as Vicky always does, she doesn't just bring you one thing. You've got a whole collection here. And you can spread the... Can I just, sorry, Vicky, very quickly.
Well, of course.
Say, remember that you can put all these into your basket, and then if you use PayPal, aside from the savings, remember you can spend anything from £30 to £2,000 on PayPal Pay in 3. So you actually, you know, if you want to bung a few things in, as long as they fit with your budget, then, and they include the postage and packing, but also it's fixed postage and packing. The first £4.95 of the P&P, you only pay that once. So look, this has got an extra £1 on it because look, it's valuable, so it's going to be sent, and you know, in a secure fashion. So you can have the whole set if you want and spread it over 3 months.
And the nice part about this piece is that, from my point of view, once you start this kind of collection, you can keep building upon it.
Yes,
you know, buy
yes.
the necklace, enjoy the necklace, get the bracelet. You know, start as you mean to go on. Create an heirloom collection of solid gold, and you have got the gold, but it's also, as you'll see, with all of the detail, we've got the bangle that it features, but we also then have the station chain on each part of the bracelet and the necklace, and then we have the.
Oh, there are earrings as well.
Yes, we've got these beautiful heart-shaped stud.
Do you know what,
earrings.
Vicky? I've got to say the camera's not doing it justice. When you see it in real life, IRL, it is stupendous. So you've taken various sort of established techniques in jewellery making, and you've combined them in a way that I've never seen before. It's brand new. It's completely unique.
Yeah, we've never launched anything like this before. In
and what's new in jewellery, really? Not
exactly.
much.
Been there, done that.
Yeah,
exactly.
got the T-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Let's talk a bit about, as we're sort of moving on to the next thing, let's talk about Faith and Brown as well, because if people haven't heard of Faith and Brown before, you're a very well-known nationwide brand, you're award-winning, and you only deal with precious metals, but what about the rest? How do people know that they're getting quality from you?
First of all, the prestige of working with precious metals is, for me, is an elevation that nobody should be denied. I think actually when we start to talk about an opportunity, when it comes to jewellery touches your skin.
Yeah,
and in my world, when it touches your skin, it's going to touch you, it's going to touch your soul.
Yeah.
And when we started with Faith and Brown, my expertise, I'm a GIA specialist, I'm a pearl grader.
Gemological Institute of America.
I am. So I've worked in the alumni for many years.
Yeah.
So my passion is jewellery, but actually my passion transferred as I became a mum. I had 3 children. Life was crazy. My husband worked away. And one of the interesting things that I realised was that I needed small wins to make me feel good. I needed fast and effective things that just gave me a boost to face the world. I had 3 children and it was crazy world.
Sure.
And actually I realised that just going to my jewellery box and picking out a nice piece of jewellery was one of those, like I would call it, like on my tool belt of feel-good factor opportunities. And really from that point onwards, I've been really passionate about jewellery having that opportunity to make you feel good. Faith and Brown was conceived. I work with an amazing team in Hatton Garden, so we're based in Hatton Garden.
In the heart of the jewellery district.
Literally the pulse of London jewellery. And from that, we took Faith and Brown, we took the F and the B, and we also represented the F and B as Feel Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So
also FAB, fab.
Well, yeah, I'll take that as well. But of that, the feel beautiful factor of all of our pieces, especially with pieces like this one, because this is over a troy ounce of silver.
I was going to say that is a big piece at 131.25. Goodness me.
This is one of the pieces that I wear day in, day out, year in, year out. And I have never, ever, and I will absolutely say to testament, I have never, ever worn this piece of jewellery without having a moment of feel-good factor.
Sure.
The quality of how it feels against the skin cannot be underestimated. I'll just explain a troy ounce. This is over a troy ounce, but a troy ounce is how we trade in silver. So when you think of gold, you think of a bullion. When you trade in silver, you trade in troy ounces. So this is over a troy ounce, which means it's over that kind of impact of silver that we would talk about. Now, the impact of this piece is that you have that lovely strength of Belcher chain, really beautiful wide chain that gives a lovely feel
against. It's a nice rounded, soft Belcher as well.
Right against the neckline. And then it sits with the T-bar. You have not just one charm that, of course, can be engraved. You actually have 2. So that could be representative of maybe mother and daughter.
2 hearts.
That could be 2 people. That could be friends, partners. That could be lovers. That could be, siblings, sisters. the representation of jewellery and the jewellery that has meaning is your meaning.
Sure.
It's just yours, nobody else. So my piece of jewellery is right for me because ... and I'll feel that because that's my story. Your piece of jewellery is just that. It's up to you what your jewellery means, and then you gift that piece of jewellery to somebody special. You can tell that story as well, so you can engrave it so that perhaps you can say, I've engraved this with the date we met, or I've engraved this with the day that we lost mum. Because jewellery can be that personal that can actually have a memory to it that is way beyond just it looking really pretty on the neckline. So I think that from my point of view, please enjoy the feel beautiful factor.
Plus, whoever inherits it in the end, it's literally date stamped.
Yes. And I love the fact, sorry, I've just realised that Daisy, you can see the two little charms. What's lovely about it is that with that distinction of obviously the high reflectivity of silver, those charms are eye-catching. They stand on their own. They don't need
mirrors.
engraving.
No,
you don't need to. I haven't engraved mine. You know, mine just sit like this as it sits on the neckline. And of course, for those of you who are looking at it and go, that really looks like that really well-known designer boutique that's in, that's in New York.
You get the blue box,
Yes, it's a designer-influenced piece, but it's not a designer.
Do you know, it's funny you should say that because I wanted to say something along those lines. If you are looking at this, as many do, and go, those prices are just too good to be true. Here's the thing. The way Vicky does business and when Faith and Brown do business, it's a slightly different business model. So, you know, the company where you have breakfast in the morning up on Fifth Avenue, Saks Fifth Avenue, and you get the blue box, amazing company. But you're paying an awful lot, not just for the jewellery, but for the name. And also you're paying for all of the adverts in the glossy mags and the billboards and the TV commercials and all the celebrity endorsements and all that sort of thing. So who do you think pays for that at the end of the day? You do. It's the prestige, it's almost snob value. So it is snob value. You pay a lot because you know you've got that particular brand, and you know it's going to cost you a lot, and everyone else knows it's cost you a lot, and that's why it's bragging rights. This is beautiful jewellery, but Vicky, she comes on telly and comes on to Shop on TV, and this is how these items are offered to you. You know, if I'm no celebrity, I'm endorsing it, but I mean, you know, it's a cost-effective way of reaching the public, you. And it means that we can pass those savings on to you as well. And that's the bottom line. You get the look, you get the beauty, you get all the prestige from an award-winning, national treasure of a jewellery brand, but without the price tag. And in terms of why would I buy from Shop on TV, we are a partnership with ITV, ladies and gentlemen. We broadcast on ITV's Ofcom licence. And so you are essentially, the trust that ITV give us on their airwaves is enormous. We have to stick to very, very strict guidelines. So I don't think you could buy from a more secure place. I mean, there are other secure places you can buy with confidence, but with Shop on TV, you can also buy with absolute confidence now or whenever you do, later in the show or on another day, because of really the heritage of being on the nation's largest independent broadcaster. Just wanted to say that because, some people might think, well, it's a bit odd buying jewellery from telly at night. Yeah. But actually, I'll buy it online. But who knows who you're shopping from online? Right.
I'm not looking away from you. I just wanted to...
No, that's fine. I'm used to it.
A little bit of a special treat. And I have to say, whenever I look at these earrings... Even I know that obviously I'm part of the team that create these offers, but even I have a little bit of a moment go, what?
Gosh, yeah.
It's such a gorgeous look for the ear. Framing the face with that fantastic solid sterling silver, and it is solid sterling silver. It's 925, which means you've got the hypoallergenic guarantee, and obviously hypoallergenic for anybody who has struggles with, heated ears. If your ears ever get agitated, it's because you're probably just putting an agitated metal inside.
These are not going to turn you green like the
Hulk. No. And what's beautiful, solid 925 sterling silver is then wrapping in this fantastic twisted curve, and then we have our Stardust linear design. Now, Stardust, again, no diamonds, no gemstones, although it looks like it. There's absolutely no gemstones to lose or to be precious about. The nice part about this is it's just silver craftsmanship. So we take a diamond and actually we put it into a powder, and we create that powder into a paste that then tips the drill to be able to create that wonderful stardust texturing. And you can see as I just slightly move my head left to right how much that catches the light. And it is a full 360 design. I will just twist my head just slightly more so that you can see.
I hope it doesn't go any further, otherwise.
But the actual stardust is all the way to the back. So if you have shorter hair or hair up, you know from every angle, and that's something that I love about our design team, is that from every angle we want it to look great. We want it to have that wow factor, feel good factor from every profile. So we really do put, even to the profile, can you see how there's even just texturing? We've done some diamond detailing to the texturing of the profile, let alone to that gorgeous channel set detail. So all of it is put into practice, and even to then the wearability. I often have people who say, I find it really difficult to wear hoops because they find it difficult to hook in. We've even thought about that, because what we've done is we've actually done a hinge design. So instead of having a curved hoop, what you have is a lever. So then it just simply, like a post normally does, it just slips into the ear. So the nice part about it is that, and I'll just move those out the way, and I'll just show you. Can you see? So you've got a nice little lever.
It's easy to get in. You know, it's easy to close up. You can do it almost one-handed. No. Look
there you go. We'll get there.
Martha, are my eyes going? We're in our little studio tonight, and the cameras are not quite as good as the other ones. So what was I going to say? Yeah, Martha was our producer was just telling me how many earrings she's lost, and it's always just one.
Always,
never,
always.
You know.
And actually, one of the nice things is, if these were diamonds, the reality is these would be thousands of pounds worth of diamonds, because they would be flawless, ice white, because of course that's reflections that we're getting from the silver, because it's one of the most reflective metals in the world. And of that, you've got that channel set detailing, so you have got what you'd call a diamond-like look, but instead of paying thousands, it's under £30 with the detail of simple wearability. So you have here that lovely lever design, and then we're going to click and lock. So
click and lock.
You'll hear the click. Straight in. Once you've got the click, you know that's in place, and that's where it's going to stay until you
unclick it. One of the things I love about the twisted hoop, or the twisted creole in this case, is that if you have just a regular hoop, they're not one-dimensional, but you see them from one dimension. Whereas with the twist, you've kind of got reflective reflections at all angles. And I want to do a little experiment, ladies and gentlemen, because here's a point I've made for the best part for over 30 years now. If we're able at some point to show Vicky just a head and shoulders of Vicky, if that's possible, Paul, if you don't mind. Sorry, I'm just a little request. So, Vicky, if you wouldn't mind looking into camera 3 in a moment. When you talk to somebody, you cannot look at them without... Try and look into Vicky's eyes and not see her earrings. It's impossible. Now, even if, we're quite wide, but if that was, if you were talking, you'd have to look down to see the necklace, really. That style is almost a subconscious reminder of it's almost like a power dressing move, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you've got a business interview or something like that.
And this is about how you feel.
Yeah, it's
And if we keep on going back to jewellery is aesthetic, of course you're going to get that gain of how it looks.
Yeah.
But actually, if you also then go to, but how does it make you feel as you wear them? When you look in the mirror, how do you feel when you put that pair of earrings? The right size, not too over the top, but actually enough to give you a feel-good factor. A weight that gives you an indulgence, but without dragging and giving you that loppy lobe impact.
Loppy lobe. Who wants a loppy lobe? Yeah.
The detail of having what looks like diamonds, but actually not spending thousands to worry about losing those diamond earrings. All of those things make a massive difference to how you feel. Absolutely.
Also, I've postulated, I love a good postulate, for a number of years that if nobody ever saw you wearing your jewellery, would you wear it? So I think you're right. When you put it on yourself and you see it in the mirror, you do get a modicum of pleasure from that. But jewellers and designers go to enormous lengths to make things sparkle and noticeable, because that's the reason that big part of the reason you wear it. It's to be noticed. It's to be admired from afar or from close. Oh, by the by, we do have a rose gold plate or plated version of this as well. So you can either go for the sterling silver on its own,
actually, or the rose is actually the stardust. So it's the rose colour of the stardust. So it's either you've got the silver reflections of the stardust, or you've got the rose in the silver.
So it's not the whole. Apologies, I couldn't see from that distance. Yeah. Now, over less than a half the stock remaining now of the curb. But the thing is that so 3 have actually sold. They're gone. They're on their way to somebody. The other, we've got several people with this in their basket who haven't yet checked out. It is literally fastest finger first. If you want to get it, it really is now or never. I know maybe you are thinking about waiting to the end of the show to buy it, but I wouldn't, because you're right. You're going to pay one more P&P charge. But again, it is capped P&P. But get this now. Check out now. Otherwise, you'll miss it. And remember, next time it's back. For Vicky to recreate this, she's going to have to go by gold prices of today, not gold prices of when this was made.
And this is Vincenzo gold. I will be very clear. This is Italian crafted luxury gold.
Yeah,
and if you're going to go to anywhere to get gold jewellery,
Vincenzo,
you go to Vincenzo. You go to the heart of Italy. You go to the pulse of jewellery design and craftsmanship, and that's exactly where we've gone for this amazing piece.
Nobody does it better.
Absolutely not. The principle of the here and now of this bracelet is that in genuine terms, once this sells out, and it has to be remade, it is going to be remade at a different price point.
And it could be £50, £100, who knows?
That's right. That's simply because when we bought the gold for this piece when it was crafted, already we are probably seeing a 20% increase on price. Probably is even more.
How long ago would you have bought the bullion for that?
Oh, I'm going to say
before
probably,
Christmas?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Way before Christmas.
Right.
So I'm going to say, that's what I'm saying, it's probably about
20% roughly.
That would be, but what I'm going to say is that I don't know what's going to happen next, but what I do know is that the chance of me being able to recreate this at this opportunity is very, very nominal right now.
Well, unless you took a hit on the margin, as they call it.
And in all honesty, the hit's too big.
And it's not worth doing it. I mean, look, you do it for love, but you're a business as well.
And also, actually, this isn't just about what you're getting in terms of the gold, it's in terms of the craftsmanship for Italy.
Of course.
When we start to talk about the diligence, when you put into practice a history of jewellery craftsmanship in Italy, you're going back to actually, you could take yourself back to Renaissance times.
Sure.
When you start to look in Renaissance times, the likes of Donatello, they were artists, but they were jewellery designers and jewellery craftsmen before they became artists.
Yes, yeah.
And that's the difference, is then you go to Italy, you're not buying a piece of jewellery, you're buying a work of art.
Yeah.
And that really does have an influence on the quality of every piece that you wear from Italian craftsmanship.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to ever be underestimated. You know, if you've ever been to see the water lilies in the Louvre, you can stand really far back and be overwhelmed by how amazing it is. 2 buses long, do you know that?
Yeah, I've seen it, I've been many times,
Right, so you stand there, but as you get closer, you start to see the finery, the brush strokes.
Yes,
you get closer and you start to see the tonal values of each part of each lily. When you do that with a piece of jewellery from Italy, that's the revelation. From an impact piece, it looks amazing. Get closer. Go on, take a look at the brush strokes. Take a look at the finery of the craftsmanship that Italian jewellery offers you.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So when you're doing a like for like when it comes to price comparison, because I always encourage people to price compare, it's something I really, really want you to do. But when you start to look at this piece of jewellery, you've got to make sure that you do a like for like. That includes Italian craftsmanship. That includes that you're getting the luxury of the Cuban, not just curb, but Cuban detail. And I'll just show you that Cuban detail now.
Do you know the weight of it off the top of your head?
8 grams, 7.2.
7 points. So, because I want to point out, this is solid. Yes, we're going to look it up. Is that right?
Yes, I've got it.
It is solid. A lot of, because gold is so expensive, what happens a lot now to give you a similar look, but at an even more affordable price, is it's often made out of metal, out of gold tubing. This is solid. It's absolutely solid. And you're getting, a really decent. If it's 7, it's about
7.2. I was right.
7.2. There you go. So it's just a little under a gram an inch. It is just fabulous, and again with that wonderful smooth, soft-edged essentially curb chain, which is the basis of this. It's comfortable to wear. It doesn't catch, guys, if it's for you, it doesn't catch on your shirt, or for anyone who's wearing it, it doesn't catch on your jumper, doesn't catch on your, doesn't scratch your skin, doesn't, if you know, a guy or a gal, I suppose, doesn't catch little hairs, little downy hairs in it and pinch your hairs and whatnot. It's fluid, it's soft, it's sumptuous. It's actually almost gone. Well, I think we've got one left, 562.50. If you must check out now. I don't want to be pushy. Again, I'm not saying this because I get a commission and I'm trying to make you buy it. I don't get a commission, and if you don't buy it, that's entirely up to you. I want it to go to a home, to the home of somebody who wants it and loves it. And again, please, if this is beyond your budget, I know it's easy to get caught up in the romance, but please don't put yourself into an awkward situation financially. If you can't afford it, then that's fine. We can let these things go. But if it's within your budget, you know you want it, then it's about to sell out, so it's up to you if you want to get it, because otherwise you won't have a chance in a minute. Right, and the whole range is on the web at shopontv.co.uk. And remember, please do subscribe to YouTube at Shop on TV Live, and all our social media. We are on Twitter, or X I should say, we are on Instagram, we're on Facebook, all at Shop on TV Live. But please subscribe on YouTube, we'd appreciate that. You can then hit the bell icon, get notifications for our upcoming shows when we're live. And yeah, we're starting to do giveaways and things online. Wait, there's something very exciting. We're going to start to do some online shows with mega deals that are online exclusives.
Ooh.
We'll get you involved in that. Yeah.
Exciting.
Right, you don't even know about that yet, do
No.
you? Ah, there you go. Yeah. Now, how did Luce come around? What did you? Did it come to you in a dream? Did you bang your head and suddenly wake up with the design for the flux capacitor? I mean, what was it?
An amazing team.
Right.
I can't take any credit. I wouldn't even dare to take the credit. I literally work with the most amazing team. And actually, one of the nicest parts about working in a team is everybody brings their own passion, their own sense of desire to create something personal. And when it comes to solid gold, I think actually when we start to what do we feel about gold, there is a lavishness, a luxury instantly established when you put gold against the skin.
I'm really sorry, I'm not being funny, but my eye is so drawn to that.
And this is the thing.
That's the only reason I'm looking in that direction. I just want to make that
clear. There's nothing to see.
Oh, well. Nothing to see here. Go home, everybody.
The interesting part about this piece of jewellery is I think you have to expect people to be a little bit mesmerised, if not a lot mesmerised, because the light play is extraordinary. Oh, hello there.
Yes,
this is, look at this, I'm hardly moving.
Oh, OMG.
Literally OMG.
Yeah.
So when our team came up with this opportunity, this was one of those moments where can we really achieve this calibre?
It's never been done before.
And what's beautiful is what you have here is an optical quality that has just never really happened, certainly not in Faith and Brown's lifetime, that we are creating a rainbow dispersion against a gold
solid
backdrop.
Because normally it's refraction that causes that. You have to go through a crystal.
It needs to have to rebound off something to split into constituent colours. And we normally do that with diamonds, you know, we do that beautifully with diamonds when you've got the right angle. Well, this is just taking that incredible, mesmerising aspect of rainbow colour and placing it into what I would call an almost holographic-like detail.
It really is. It's like when you look at a compact disc on the bottom of a compact disc.
Yes, exactly that.
A bit sexier than that, obviously, but you know what I mean.
You have
Similar
the
principle.
Centre point.
Oil on water.
Oil on water, we'll take that. You know, you used to call it fairies washing lines.
Fairies washing lines. I like that.
My mum used to say, don't stand on the puddles with the fairies washing line because you don't want to disturb.
What do they call the gemstone that has that iridescent coating on it? I forget what it's called now. I'm blanking on it. Mystic topaz, like a mystic type of. Yeah.
What's beautiful about this piece within its quality is that it's diamond tipped. So from the centre, literally the epicentre of the heart, you've got this amazing texturing. Now, if I just hold this out like so, and then if I just gently rotate.
But it doesn't stop there, because you've also got the beading on the chain. You know, and this is gold. This is 9 carat gold. So 37.5% pure gold, that's what, not 925, that's silver, 375. Can I talk about sort of hallmarks and things like that and stamps and whatnot, and where do you stand on that?
What I'm always looking for from a piece of jewellery, and I guess, you know, if you watch the likes of your antiques roadshows or, you know, any of your antique sort of, programmes, they'll often talk about look for the stamp. Now, the stamp is a representative of the purity of the metal. Now, that purity is in gold based upon really 3 derivatives: 9 carat gold, 14 carat gold, and 18 carat.
18, yeah, because sometimes 22 in America, but it's very soft.
But it's too soft for jewellery in terms of you know every wearability.
Sure.
9 carat, you will find 37.5% purity of gold. So of that, you have got the guarantee of 37.5. Now you will therefore find a stamp that says 375. If you've got 18 carat gold, you've got 75% pure gold, you'll see the stamp of 750.
So what's to stop some, I mean, I know you wouldn't do this, but some charlatan just stamping 375 on a bit of jewellery? Nothing, I suppose.
No, but of course you're always... No, because actually you can't really do that within the bounds of where you then get the mark and how you get the mark.
Well, that's because it's assay office.
That's right.
How does that work? Well, the point we're making here is that it's a bit like when you buy something in the supermarket and it says contains so and so, whatever the magic ingredient is, or typically in the vitamin industry, or the beauty industry actually for that matter, contains something, vitamin C, but how much? You know, and you want a certain purity, and that's when with 9 carat gold it has to be 37.5%. If it doesn't have a hallmark, then you don't know. It could be any amount. You don't know if you're buying something that really contains that amount of metal.
And what's beautiful about the necklace is that actually, as you're right in saying, we haven't just taken, you know, we haven't sat back and gone, right, the heart will be the
that's enough. We'll stop there. Yeah.
We've actually then extended that into what we'd call the station chain. So you've got these lovely little bead stations that take you all the way around the neckline, and it really gives you that distinction. Plus, we've also made it an adaptable chain of 17 to 18 inch, so it gives you the freedom to know that whatever the neckline you're wearing,
how does that work? Is it an extra inch?
Yes, I'll just show you that.
So it's a bolt ring fastener.
So you've got your 2 different lengths. So you've got your bolt ring clasp there, and then you've got your additional extender to then choose whether you want it to be 17 or 18 inch. And actually we do the same with the bracelet as well, so you do have that freedom of design.
Should we move on to that? Let's go to the bracelet, shall we? You've got the earrings as well. Yes.
So the bracelet's just here, and I've just got the earrings on the bust as well, so you can see them as a full set. But actually the bracelet sits in exactly the same design, and in fact, for me, this is a lovely opportunity to be able to perhaps start with one piece of jewellery and start to build. I had a lovely message from one of our viewers from last show who bought one item and then got back in touch and said, please, I need the set. And she bought it from us because actually she'd realised the bracelet was the reward, and now I'd like to have.
I remember that,
Yeah, and what's lovely about this combination, in particular from my point of view, is that when you have got that set, you can make choices of whether you want to pull them together, or whether you want to wear them as a combination, or whether you want to pick and choose. And having that almost what I'd call pick and mix of a collection, it gives you freedom to go with the outfit and feel great about yourself in different ways. Bracelet sits alongside there with the heart design, and then you have a 7 to 7.5 inch extender.
So I was going to say, this is £135. It's down from 180, but based on the weight of gold, it probably would be a lot higher than that under normal circumstances, I would assume, yes. I'm trying to put this delicately because I have a knack for putting my foot in my mouth. But if you're at the beginning of a new relationship, let's say, and you're about to go, and you know, you're taking your beau or your belle out for a Valentine's meal, then, you know, you'd probably go silver. It's a token. It's not too much. It could be overwhelming if it was too much. You know what I mean? If it was too grand a gesture. Unless it's someone who likes grand gestures, and that would be you. You would know that better than I. But, well, I've just been told by Martha, every lady loves a grand gesture. So, yeah.
Never going to say no.
No, this is true. But from a guy's perspective, you know, if you're not quite sure where the relationship's going just yet, you know, maybe you're not ready to really drop anchor, or you know, with a big, expensive piece of jewellery. But if you've got somebody who you've been with for, you know, and it's as far as you're concerned, a dead cert, you know, you're in a relationship, this is the love of your life, and it's time to really treat them to something special and spectacular. I hope I said that all tactfully enough. You know what I mean? This, look, if you've got the budget, but you know, you spend what you want to spend for whomever you want to spend it on. But this is definitely something that the lady or the person in your life who wears jewellery will absolutely be bowled over by and unexpected by if you take them to dinner and they don't know that what's coming.
And I do love the fact with the bracelet, the reward is for the wearer as much as the person gifting. Because with the bracelet, you always look down at your wrist and you will have that instant.
Yes.
So-and-so bought that for me, or I bought it for myself and I feel great.
Also,
often with necklaces, the reward is beautiful, you know, it looks great, but you don't personally get that aesthetic value as well as that emotional connection as you look at it.
No, that's right.
With a bracelet, every time
because you type on a keyboard, you see it, you use your hands all the time.
Absolutely.
But also, there was a point I was going to make and it's gone now. But do you buy? Are you actually buying jewellery? Are you buying this because of the jewellery? Well, yes, it's beautiful and all that. Yes. But what you're actually buying, particularly for the romantic setting that we're showing you now, you're buying a precious memory to cherish forever for the rest of your life. Because I know I can go back to my childhood, every single meaningful gift that I've been bought, I remember the exact time, the exact place, the exact circumstances under which that was given to me. So this is a moment, this is creating a special moment that 30 years from now you'll look back and be glad that you created.
And the nice thing is that from a perspective of whether it's necklace, bracelet, or even the earrings, each piece has got its own sentimental opportunity, hasn't it? Each piece has got its own value of obviously the gold, but also the value of sentimental quality.
Yes.
I think from my point of view, the earrings genuinely are going to be the most worn part of this. Once you put these earrings in, I can't think of a reason that you need to take them out. You know, from day wear to evening wear, jeans and T-shirt to little black dress, whether you want to have something that catches the light in winter or whether you want something that's bright in the sunshine of summer, actually these earrings are going to be so rewarding. And to have a really classic pair of earrings, to have those gorgeous earrings that are just going to, every movement, and this is the thing, I'm just going to remind you, every movement of your head, every movement. And how often do you stand completely static and still? You don't.
No.
So for every tiny movement of your head, this is going to be the reward of framing
We did
your
this
face.
last time. I don't know whether Paul can get close enough. It needs to be a fairly tight shot. No. We're on Vicky at some point. Next time we see Vicky, if you can do like a sort of a close-up. Because no. Sorry, let me explain. Not a close-up of the earring. A close-up of. Last time we had a shot of Vicky, it was far away. I'd want to see a proper a close-up of Vicky. Yeah. So, and there is a point to this because these it's all about light. Like this is why they're called luce. Would you mind looking to the camera, please, again, Vicky? Right, straight flat onto it so we can see both ears. Or have you only got this in one ear? Oh, fine. Okay. Hold still. Don't touch it. Hold your head as still as you can, and I'll give you £100 if you can stay there for 10 seconds without it glint. Well, you've lost.
Sorry.
Try again. I'll give you one more chance.
Okay.
Starting now. No. It's just impossible. It's just impossible. Even just your breathing, the motion of your chest as you breathe is enough to set these things off. You know what I mean? They're like fireworks in your ear. But they do have a sort of a mystical, magical, mythical quality to them, I think. Which I particularly, I have to say, rather like.
And actually, you know, again, going back to the practicals about, you know, gifting, there's no such thing as the wrong size of a pair of earrings.
No.
You literally have a pair of earrings that is one size fits all, and that's a really lovely gift to be able to give to anybody. It could be, you know, partner, it could be, you know, mother or sister or whoever you're gifting to. You know they're going to fit, you know they're going to work, and you really do have that impact of framing the face in solid gold there. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. And again, just to clarify, you know, these are all diamond tip detailing as well, so you really have got that high quality craftsmanship guarantee.
I love them. They're £146.25. And if maybe Martha would mind tapping away on her calculator and telling me what it would cost to buy the whole set. And remember, you can spend up to £2,000 with PayPal Pay in 3 per authorization. You just select PayPal as your payment method, and then when you check out, it will take. I'd put an extra then in there. Sorry, it'll take you to PayPal. You'll sign in or create an account, and then select Pay Later, and it will take you through a very short process to approve you for that payment, and that'll be it. Your order will be on its way to you tomorrow. Here is the bangle. I love this bangle too. And a bangle, as you say, it's easy on, easy off. It's durable. You know, it's a lovely, lovely piece of jewellery.
And
not a bang for your buck.
What's really pretty about this piece is that it's got such a wearability about it. Such a simple piece of jewellery that is so effective.
Yes,
It's got a chic simplicity that is actually incredibly elegant. And you have that centrepiece of the heart. You've got all of the rainbow iridescence. So you've got the light play. You've got the eye-catching optical qualities. You've got all of that. But then, as you can see there, as I just rotate it, it is a full band of gold, and we have got the hinge, and I'll just show you there. You've got the hinge design, so anybody who says I can't wear bangles because you can't put your hand through, actually the nice thing is we've done the hinge, so it literally just drops in, as you can see there, like so. And it just pops.
If you wanted the whole lot, you're talking about $729.75, or on PayPal Pay in 3, that would be 3 payments, approximately $243. Your postage and packing have to be on that as well. Add your postage. But then when you go back to like the Cuban bracelet was what, 562. Right. So if you think there's a lot of gold here.
Set.
This the full set. This is not skimping and scraping on gold. You're saving you know, on this what, a good 80 quid, 82, 83 pounds. It is stunning. But please do remember, these are only made in limited quantities. You cannot mass produce this stuff. This is designer jewellery at its best, I believe. It is certainly designer jewellery at its best prices, in my experience. And Vicky, you know, Vicky, at the end of the day, you can tell from Vicky, she's a very effete, intelligent, charismatic lady. And I know for a fact she doesn't suffer fools gladly. And although she does make exceptions when she works with me, and she doesn't. She like we are perfectionists, and if it ain't right, it doesn't go. It doesn't get made. And your passion, you ooze passion. And how many years? I don't know. I can't even ask because I don't want to give it away. You started very young.
Well, I wish I had.
She was an embryonic jewellery designer.
Yeah.
Two decades of design experience,
Well, I wouldn't suggest design, but jewellery. Living in and being passionate about jewellery.
Yes.
Most definitely. And actually from that point, you know, one of the nicest parts about working with jewellery as we do on a day-to-day basis is that there's such a lovely evolution. There's such a fantastic... there's almost a stability in jewellery, knowing that it's going to keep on rewarding, but actually there's also a real sense of something special from certain pieces. Yes,
well, it's been worn for centuries. It's one of the most, if you go back through history, it's probably one of the most common things that humankind has done. I mean, you could go back to earlier, I mean, not cave people, but you can certainly, you know, you go back to the Aztecs and the Incas. I mean, they made everything out of gold. We've got a big update for you. I did warn you that if you weren't quick, ladies and gentlemen, the Cuban bracelet. No, oh, is it not that? Oh, sorry, the 40. I thought we were talking about the Cuban bracelet. Good. Okay, it's the busiest point of the show. We had quite a lot of these. A third of the stock has gone. We've only seen it for a minute on preview.
Wow.
We'll talk about it now. A third stock o'clock, 48 hours only at that price.
48 hours, then,
no, I don't think so. And it's pure sterling silver.
That's right,
92.5%. Yeah.
That's right. And you have here, you know, what I really like about this piece is that it's a real play on a very lightweight chain. So going into spring, summer, what people don't want often is that a heavy weight against their neckline. You know, if you get warm, if you get a little bit clammy, actually a lighter weight chain, but then a feature that frames the neckline that really sits as a focal point. And, you know, going into spring, summer, as we are, are, fingers crossed.
Oh, wow.
We're opening the necklines with our tops. We go vest tops, we go off the shoulder. We start to create a V-neck with our shirts, etc.
Yes, yes.
We wear less roll necks, we wear less jumpers, and actually to have something that frames right to the centre, and this sits right on the breastbone, so it sits right to what we'd call the feature of the décolletage.
Yes.
Sits right on that bone. And what's lovely about this is that it is a focal point that can be left as it is, and it can be a feature. But of that, you can add a bit of personality. You can add a personal touch.
Yes,
you can have it engraved.
Sure.
You know, for £10 in your local cobblers, you can get a personal touch. But of that, you can have all that done for Valentine's if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And when we've already discussed, you know, get a bunch of bouquet sent by one of the very well-known national florists for £68, or
And then you last about a week.
and this is the or for £30 plus our postage and packing. You could have this solid 925 sterling silver, and that is guaranteed. You have that guarantee of knowing that it's going to be shipped tomorrow. So I've got
to any address
ready.
you want. I once surprised a lady I was dating, just started dating, with a bouquet of flowers, and it was about 150 quid's worth. It was quite a lot, and I was earning too much money. This was years ago, in my 20s, and I had them sent to her work, and she was terribly embarrassed and didn't talk to me for about 3 days. So suffice it to say, I didn't date her for very much longer. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you've got someone who won't have that reaction, you can send this to somebody's work. You can send it to any UK address, basically. From your account. You can set that as you don't have to change your default account address. You have an address book at Shop on TV. You can have as many addresses as you want. So things you might want to send to people regularly, and you actually can put their name, you can put their address, and you can put their mobile number, so that when they're being delivered, if they need to give them a call, they can. But all the tracking information will get sent to you, and you can forward that on. But you could send this gift to somebody's workplace, and they open it in the middle of the day. They might be having a lousy day.
Yeah, imagine.
Oh, and nearly half the stock gone now.
No surprise. And actually, what's really nice about this piece in particular is that it is a lightweight chain. And because it's a lightweight chain, we have to be really thoughtful about how we're going to balance it on the neckline.
Right.
Because actually, this is a weighted charm pendant. So the pendant itself is weighted. This isn't a lightweight necklace because the pendant, it has got the weight to it.
Yes.
So because we have that, we have to really consider how we're going to make sure it sits perfectly on the neckline. How is it going to feel beautiful? So we put the energy into how do we make sure that this sits nicely, and we give you that perfect detailing of the chain that sits and holds the actual cleft of the heart.
Yes, yes.
And it holds to give you that perfect wearability.
And when you get go ahead.
Sorry,
No,
when you get that the quality of a feel-good fact piece of jewellery, but then is presented in a piece of jewellery that reminds you, and I'm just going to show you. So every one of our pieces comes in a pouch, and off the pouch you get this detailing that just as you flip open, it reminds you to feel beautiful. And F&B, Faith and Brown, doesn't just stand for our names, but it stands for us absolutely passionately wanting you to feel beautiful. The quality of the effort that we put in to make sure your jewellery looks great is so that you can feel great. And I think there's a real difference between going to a local accessory shop, buying essentially, and lots of people go, oh, I can get silver elsewhere. Can I just make sure that that there's a distinction between silver plated and sterling silver? And it's a massive difference, because essentially silver plated is somebody coming along and painting and coating something with a silver colour, right? What we're offering you is a precious metal that has an intrinsic value. If we put it into the perspective of an accessory that is silver plated, essentially it's like taking a paperclip and painting silver over the top of it. That's what it is. It's a brass or it's a nickel
mystery metal. Is that? Yeah, mystery
That's
metal.
it. Yeah. What you've got here, and of that, I mean, you wouldn't think twice about putting a paperclip in the bin when you've finished with it. With a piece of precious
And it would
metal
probably be that price if that was it.
Silver, exactly. With sterling silver, there is no way. And I mean, if you ever consider putting sterling silver in the bin, please don't just send it back to me.
Yes.
I'll happily take it back.
Or me.
That's it. Any of us will take it. But it has an intrinsic value. So even at £30, when we would look at that as an accessories price tag that maybe you would get, you know, your silver plating type of pieces, that's not what this is. This is precious metal distinction. It is crafted with that diligence.
It's about to sell out. I just want to say,
I'm so pleased, because that's what I was hoping for Valentine's. And it might not be that you're buying it for Valentine's, actually. You might just be treating yourself.
Because a lot of people just like hearts.
you know what? I said this the other day, and we were chatting, and I go to an exercise session, and we're all together, and we're all discussing things, and we all got to the point where we just went, what are we waiting for? Why am I waiting for somebody else to buy it for me?
Oh,
when actually
yeah.
just make that choice of going, this is me,
you know,
and I'm going to treat me because I deserve it. And when you have that moment, it doesn't have to be a fortune. You don't have to spend something excessively. What it can be is just a moment that says, and actually, I deserve to feel good about myself.
Yes.
And I'm going to do that by spending £30 on a piece of jewellery that every time I put it on, and it takes seconds, you know, this is what I really love, is with a piece of jewellery, it takes seconds to put on, but every moment that you wear it, you are going to be rewarded by that feel-good factor. I can't think of anything that takes just seconds to do that can have that continual reward. I just genuinely can't think of anything that can make you feel as good as putting a piece of jewellery on, and then from the moment you put it on till the time you take it off, and that could be, what, 12 hours in the day, it keeps on elevating how you feel about you. Not about how you look, because of course we put the effort into making sure it looks good, but you have the opportunity to just feel good about yourself, and that's what this is all about. From my point of view, that's why we put as much effort as we do in.
There's in behavioural psychology, which I have studied for many years, there's a technique that, so if you're feeling a bit low, you imagine, for a guy, you imagine walking around in a big cape. And if it's a lady, you know, a similar sort of accoutrement. And it instantly gives you that sort of that boost, because you walk with a bit more pride, and,
Yes.
and you feel that extra confidence that you were lacking moments before. Jewellery does that every single time. It just, particularly if it's a beautiful piece like that, and it's so affordable. £30 is that price level that I always say is, you know, if you've got a younger member of the family, maybe it's you're putting this aside for Mother's Day, or maybe there's a birthday, and you've got a youngster in the family who doesn't get a lot of pocket, or gets some pocket money or whatever. 30 quid doesn't break the bank. I mean, my son, bless him, when he was a teenager, you know, he'd go and spend, well, as soon as he had some pocket money, 20, 30 pounds on it, whoever, you know, a young lady he was dating at the time. You know what I mean? And £30 doesn't break the bank, so it's accessible for the younger people as well as everybody else. If is the point I'm trying to make.
And actually, one of the interesting parts about it is that when you start to put a value of a piece of jewellery at £30, actually I think the value potentially doesn't match the quality of the piece that you're about to get. Yeah. And this piece in particular, from my point of view, I think this piece is delivering so much.
Can I just say, actually, to everybody who is watching, if you've bought £30 jewellery in the past, and it would have been fashion jewellery more than likely, costume jewellery, it would have been mystery metal, maybe with some precious metal plated on top of it, and you've had bad experiences at that, please put that to the mental recycle bin, wherever that is in your head, because just because this is £30, it's a league above. It's because normally it's 40, it's a 48-hour deal, so you're actually saving 25%, but also because the prices that we do on Shop on TV by dealing directly with Faith and Brown are a lot lower than they would normally be if you went and bought Faith and Brown jewellery anywhere else anyway. So its intrinsic value is actually a lot higher, I think, than £30, but its sentimental value is off the charts.
And that's the lovely thing about this piece, because it has so much, what I would say, jewellery with meaning potential.
Yes, yes.
Jewellery with meaning. Think about it. You know, a pair of shoes, does it have meaning? A scarf, does it have meaning? A piece of jewellery, an accessory that can have a real personal, touch the soul meaning.
Do a deep dive on the design there, because there are two very important things happening here.
So the centerpiece,
and you say it so eloquently.
Oh, bless you, thank you. The centerpiece that you have here is the heart. And that centerpiece, of course, is the ultimate symbol of love and affection. I don't think there's a symbol out there that represents love and affection and adoration other than the heart. So you have that center heart. Now, we have given you a stardust detail. Now, for those of you who go, where are the diamonds and how many thousands of pounds do I have to pay for those? No diamonds, no gemstones, literally just silver craftsmanship at its best. Silver is the most reflective metal in the world, and when it's crafted to this kind of high quality, the reflectivity is actually better than diamonds.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to take and I'm just going to do this just for a moment.
Yeah.
Just going to take my flawless diamond ring, which I've literally just had polished.
Have you?
So I'm being very open. This is my flawless diamond ring, and I'm going to put it alongside it.
Gosh, doesn't even compare, does it?
Isn't it interesting?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, I really love my diamond ring.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
that's serious reflectivity.
Oh,
that
yeah.
looks great. I love my diamond ring. But that is what it's about.
What I love about reflective jewellery like that is it has such a personality because it also adopts the ambient colours. So it has an ambience all of its own depending on where you are. Quarter of the stock has already gone.
So of that, you've got the detail of the stardust in the heart, and
Yep.
then you have the wrap of the silver in the infinity. Now, obviously, the infinity design goes back to Celtic times,
Sure
and
does.
it's a representation of forever. It's never ending and it's never beginning. It literally is. It's a continuum, and you have got that wrap of the continuum of love. So you've got infinity.
that should be a song. The Continuum of Love.
Yes, like the power of love. It
Yeah.
could be like the sequel of the,
The
power
sequel
of
to
love.
The Power of Love. Yeah.
Yes, we'll talk to somebody about that.
Yeah.
So you've got the heart and
You
you've
will
got
listen to
the
the news by the sounds of
infinity of that silver inside the heart. So if you do want to gift this, and it doesn't have to be on Valentine's, it could be a birthday gift, it could be a gift for somebody for no other reason other than they're really special.
Yeah.
It could be a friend, it could be a partner.
Thank you, someone who's done something.
That's
you
right.
know.
I'm really grateful for who you are in my life.
Oh, thanks.
It doesn't have to
Oh,
wait.
I see you. You mean
But
in
you
general.
don't have to wait for an occasion,
no.
especially in these days.
Oh, in the Locke household, my dad's always said, why wait for a particular date of the year to tell someone or show someone you love them?
Now, the only thing I always get about bracelets is somebody says, but I don't know whether it's going to fit. And this piece offers the answer.
Yes.
Because one size fits all. Because we are doing a slide design, which
Yeah.
means essentially you can choose the length of the bracelet as you want
Also,
it.
lady, do you know, I remember when I started at the first shopping channel back in the 90s, one of the questions we would get a lot was, I have a larger wrist. Have you got any, is this going to fit me? And often, most of the time, certainly ladies' bracelets were 7.5 inches. 7.25 to 7.5, and only the guys' bracelets were 8 or 9 inches. So this gives ladies who do have a larger wrist the opportunity to wear it as well.
Or for those who like to wear their wristwear looser, or
Yeah,
for me,
yeah.
tighter.
Yeah,
I don't do loose jewellery.
Right,
I
right.
don't think I'm not chic enough. I'm a little bit. I'm really not. I'm genuinely not. I'm very kind of tomboyish.
She has dressed up for the evening.
Yeah. Oh, with new boots and everything.
Yes, yeah. Oh, you should see those. Yeah.
But of that, I think actually what's really nice about this is that the choice of how you want to wear it is yours. You're not dictated to by.
And you've got the option.
You have the option, and to gift this is perfect because you don't have to know somebody's wrist size to know that one size fits all with the slider.
Great
And for those
point.
who want to know how the slider works, it literally has a little stopper inside, so that when you place it to the point where you want it, for example, I'm going to say I'm going to wear it a little bit looser, and I'm going to hold it there. That's where the stopper will finish and stop until you then pull against it
Yes.
to change the length. So it is an absolute guarantee that one size will fit all, and you
Yep.
can make that
And again,
choice.
you could. What are anklets? Are they normally 9 inches, or are they
A
usually?
little bit. I would say
Yeah.
it'd be difficult to get through over the foot.
Oh, over the foot.
it's
Good point.
it's the pulling
yes.
onto the, unless
So
you've got a very
yeah.
small foot.
Forget that my suggestion then that you'd wear it as. I didn't think about that. Yeah. But buy it double up, get a couple. Why not? Buy one for you, one for a loved one. If it's besties. Or you can wear them on the same wrist. You could have 2 different wrists, entirely up to you. I do love the idea of if you have I'm not a lady, but if I were, I imagine that my bestie would have one as well, and
Yeah.
we'd think of each other when we weren't together. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it's that sort of thing. £30. Again, please, a quarter of the stock is gone. The price is only reflective of the fact that you've got really a 48-hour deal from Shop on TV, and even the regular price is already a discounted price because of the buying power that we have here at Shop on TV. Because look, it's no secret, I suppose, but we're on ITV every night, 7 days a week mostly, usually, and there are hundreds of thousands of people, sometimes millions of people watching. So a lot of people, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of customers, if not thousands, every night. So that means we can get some pretty keen prices. That's why you should tune in every night just to see what we got. Right, we are going to step up the pace a little bit because I have no idea what the time is. We have no clocks in here, or windows for that matter. We're halfway through the show already. Are you kidding me?
What?
It's 1:30. My gab is my flab is well and truly gasted. So, come on, get on with it, Vic.
I genuinely genuinely, I don't know how that's happened.
No.
Wow, that's truly shocked me. But I guess in some ways, we definitely need to put this to air with a little bit of an alarm. Because I think if you want to have a designer look, very much a jewellery house influence look.
Is this the right details for this? I'm not being funny. Is that?
That's why this is.
Is that right? Is that
right.
It? Yeah, it is.
That is the right piece of jewellery.
Well,
at that price point.
slap my thigh and call me Judy.
This is genuinely a jewellery house look.
Yeah.
That is so far removed from the jewellery house.
Oh, you
price
see those
tag.
in flight magazines, then they're, you know, over £100.
And
then some.
Yeah, exactly. And then some with a nice little
Blue
chunk
box.
on top.
Yeah.
And what's amazing about this piece is that we've gone for the designer influence of the Belcher design. We've gone for the designer influence of the heart charm. We've got everything you would go, that's a designer piece of jewellery. But we've just not done the designer price tag. We've gone for the Italian craftsmanship, which of course gives you that elevated finesse. And what's lovely about this piece is again, we'll guarantee that one size will fit all when it comes to up to 7.5 inch, because actually with the Belcher chain, if you do want to wear it looser, you can go up to 7.5. But if you want to wear it tighter, you can just choose, because the links are large enough. It means that you can choose to wear it tighter as well. So it really has got that versatility that I would want from my jewellery. Look at that.
Oh, you're so good, Vicky. You know, we made a decision recently, or we invited you to join us when you can as a presenter as well. You're blooming good.
Thank you.
Isn't Vicky amazing? Yeah. We've got quite a smorgasbord. And our Martha's a great presenter as well. She
is.
Sometimes
Yeah,
steps
I've
in front of the
worked with
airwaves.
Martha loads. She's amazing.
She is. She's a cracker, isn't she?
You know what's lovely about this piece is,
What's
I'm just looking at it there, is that when it comes to personality, this has got, it kind of, you don't need to do anything else to it. But if you want to add a personal to the personality,
Yes.
then actually you can absolutely do that with the heart.
Well, also with the large Belcher, because the links are wide, you might be able to put other charms or fetishes, as they're often called, onto the bracelet as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it can become a reflection of you. It becomes a very unique statement to who you are. It really is such a great look.
£14.65 a month, and that includes your P&P of £4.95. Remember, it's capped postage. You only pay the first £4.95. So you could spread the cost over 3 months if you wanted. On this, at £39, again, the saving from £52, it's £13 off. Right, we're going to move on. We're going to be quick and we're going to be efficient and precise. So, what have we got next? Are you wearing it? The Belcher. This is... No, we've got somewhere about your person. Maybe you have it on. No, we're going to. Okay, here's the website while we find the item for you. shopontv.co.uk. That's what. Oh, we're going to the heart with a T-bar, and actually, it looks to me like you've got two. Is that two sizes of Belcher link, or are they? It's just the way it's photographed. 131.25. It's a 16-inch necklace. I love a 16-inch necklace, I really do. Not for me, but on a lady. Sits slightly higher up the décolleté, just below the collarbone. It is great if you've got a round neck. I mean, obviously, if you've got V-necks and lower necklines, it works very well as well. But if you do have a higher neckline... Do you know, I am a bit of a sucker for balls and galas. I am. So... I added the galas because otherwise people might have got the wrong idea.
I did.
I do. I'm very frequently going to charity functions and things like that. And I love dressing up, putting the tux on and all that kind of stuff. And when you see these ladies resplendent in their ball gowns, what finishes it off is the jewellery. And what I find in my experience, now it's not everyone, you know, it won't be everyone's opinion, but sometimes, and quite often, I find less is more.
Yes.
When it's understated, it adds a little mystery. It adds a little... something that, you know, keeps you guessing almost.
And you know, the interesting thing is as soon as I look at this piece of jewellery, I go to my jeans and T-shirt. I don't go to my ball. I don't go to a ball. I literally go, it's the best feeling to literally go to your jewellery box when you're popping out to grab, you know, a cup of tea with some friends, or you're heading out, you know, for
versatile.
the day.
It's day into night. Jeans and jumper to a ball gown.
It just elevates. A little blazer.
Job interview.
You know, those
around
kind
the
of
office.
things. Open shirt collar.
Yes.
You know, just simple to have something that has a weight to it. And this is over a troy-ounce, so it has that beautiful indulgence of a full troy-ounce and then some.
It's like you're buying a whole unit of silver.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know how we buy a bullion in gold, then in trade we would buy a troy-ounce per ounce is a huge feature of trade amount of silver. So this is over a trade amount of silver.
It's a meaningful amount of silver.
That's right. Yeah. And of that, we've got the indulgence of the larger links. You've really got that weighted belcher design. You've got the T-bar detailing, which I love. I love the fact that instead of hiding a clasp, you make the feature of the clasp.
Yes,
and it becomes a real statement, and that really nice bold statement of the clasp here. And then you have the larger heart and the smaller heart charm. So can you see how we've actually got two charms in one? So you've got that feature of opportunity that could be representative of mother and daughter. It could be a feature of friendship. You know, is this... Either way, you've got so much personality in this piece, but so much wearability.
Maybe you've just given birth, and you know it's like you've got the little heart and the big heart.
And what I really like is that you're right in saying it sits perfectly on the collarbone.
Yes, yes.
And I really enjoy a piece of jewellery. We would call it in the trade, you call it the princess drop.
Yes.
And the reason it's called the princess is because actually it highlights and it extends the neck and it highlights the shoulders.
It's the illusion of a longer neck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of that, and if I just profile it, the reason it used to be called the princess, and probably still is because it was worn by royalty to give them the standard of that extended neckline and the feature of their shoulders as they held themselves. Now, can you see how it's curving around instead of into my central décolletage, which may be an 18-inch wood? It's actually highlighting my collarbone, which gives me that kind of differential. And I personally, this is my piece of jewellery that I wear day in, day out. I love it. I love layering it. I often wear an 18. I love wearing it on a 20-inch as well, so I like to give it that, like kind of a little bit of a mix of a style. I've worn it in winter time. I've worn it against a nice polo neck, so it frames the polo neck.
Oh, great idea,
But then, alongside that, going into summer and into like kind of more of the off-the-shoulder, or if you like to wear like the smaller crop tops, you know, boob tubes or vest tops.
Right.
Great to open and extend. And
but also, if you've got a buttoned-up shirt, you know, almost as a bolo type thing,
absolutely,
you know, it would look great
works.
Too.
It's so versatile. So what I'm finding fascinating is that you were thinking of that kind of elongated moment of wearing for a ball, and I'm going, let's go jeans and t-shirt, go and have a cuppa, but feel great about it. But isn't that lovely to have one piece of jewellery that can have that?
And I've said for years, because when we used to have these T-bar necklaces, I mean, in the old days, I used to do a lot of present a lot of jewellery, sometimes 5 hours a day, and that used to always be hidden around the back. You know, the charms and things were always on the front. Actually, you talk about royalty. Doesn't, I believe, the T-bar dates or is also traced back to royalty? Wasn't it Prince Albert or King Albert?
That's
or
it,
one of those?
Prince Albert. That's right, the Albert. Yes, the Albert design. And actually, what's nice about this is it's got a little bit of a touch of that, but it becomes much more contemporary when you then have the heart charm and very much more influence. And some people will look at this and go, that really looks like that jewellery house piece that you know that you had to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
I'm going to think outside the box here. If you bought two, you could join them together and have it as a little round your waist thing. No?
Oh, hello.
Would you think that's a good idea?
I mean, I probably need to stop eating more cakes as I do, because I maybe need to buy 3 of
well,
these.
Well, hang on, 32 No, wait, 32 inches? No, that's a reasonable waist size, isn't it? You probably have to eat a few cakes.
I don't know. I don't want to try.
My son's a 34, so it probably would be. I would have said it would be enough. Just a suggestion.
Look at him.
no, but I've seen that with we talk about like a long jumper or one of those sort of all-in-one sweaters that go from down to your knees kind of thing.
Yes.
And then a chain around. Yeah, a chain around the middle.
Cute.
This would make a chain around the middle.
And actually, it's weighty enough to give you that distinction around the waist, definitely.
Not such a silly idea, I don't think, after all.
Well.
130. Well, all right then. Fine. 130. Well, I try to be a bit romantic or think outside the box. and I'm cut down.
Keep trying.
I'm trying to think outside the wrong box. That's what it is. 131.25. Oh dear. Now, something for the gents or the ladies.
Yes.
And that it. Now, I love this. I haven't seen one of this. This is a 3-in-1 Figaro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Figaro
Or
is
3+1.
timeless.
Yes.
It is an absolute timeless addition to any jewellery collection. Unisex,
Glad you got this.
male to female.
Yep.
But what I love about this is that it's got all of the finesse of Italian craftsmanship.
Yes, yes.
So what we've given you here is Italian crafted sterling silver in a Figaro. That's like putting a little cherry on top of a really tasty cake, because I think by having that Italian mastery of finesse.
Yes, yes.
And when I start, my auntie used to say, the devil is in the detail.
For sure.
And I think actually if you get, when you put a piece of jewellery on that has that final flourish of detail, that Italian perfectionism, you know, you buy Italian leather, you know you're going to get the softest stylised leather. You buy an Italian car, you know you're going to get that perfect vibe and the sound of the engine. When you think Italian detail of craftsmanship and finesse, you absolutely have that calibre in this bracelet. And I will just take this one off just so I can show you the distinction of what the Figaro represents. So you have 3 small links and 1 large.
Typically, I mean, there can be any chain actually, can't it? But they do typically rather end up. I've seen them mostly in the curb.
That's right. And what's lovely about this is that we always, when it comes to a weighted bracelet, we will always do a weighted clasp to go with. And that's what I mean by the devil's in the detail. Yeah. If you had a lightweight clasp against a heavyweight bracelet,
oh yeah,
the feel,
been there,
the feel of it, putting it on, instantly feels wrong. But actually, put it on when you've got the right clasp. Whether you know it or not, your subconscious will go, that feels how it should be. And that's what you've got to know is that every part of an Italian design will have that. And I'll showcase what else it includes, because not only have you got the weighted clasp, you also have the detail of these additional holders. Now, the reason these are really important is because if you didn't have that and you just had the clasp against it would pull and it would snap because the tension would be too deep for the actual single curve.
It's reinforcement, essentially.
So what we do with every part of these designs, and I think it's really important, especially if this is a unisex piece and it's going to be worn every day. When you've got a weighted piece like this, you need to know that you can wear it day in, day out without being too tentative, worrying about will it be all right, especially bracelets. It's the one thing I'll say is that if you think about what you get up to on a day-to-day basis,
especially with your hands.
And that's the hard part about bracelets from a jewellery perspective, is that we kind of have to tick all the boxes. We have to be really concentrating on making sure pieces like this can deliver day in, day out.
The width, by the way, it's about 1/4 inch. Just, do you know, we should get rulers, really. I used to always have a ruler. I still have my original ruler from that first channel I worked for.
I once presented a charm show, and all the charms were around about, maybe 2 centimetre max, 1 centimetre minimum. And I said, please could I have a ruler? And they brought me a metre ruler. It was the best thing I've never stopped. I mean, literally, I had tears dripping down my face. Metre ruler, and I'm showcasing this against a charm this size. It was brilliant. It's the best day. I loved it.
It's such a classic. So again, the 3 small, 1 large. So it's cool. We would describe that as a 3+1 Figaro, and it is. You know, you can join them together if you need to. It's a very, very versatile piece. $48.75, but also down from £65. So the savings are super duper as well. And again, something for everybody. This is for Father's Day. Maybe ladies, you're buying this for your fella, or if you're a same-sex couple, fellas, you're buying it for your fella, or ladies, you're buying it for your lady. Whoever you are, rather, this is for y'all. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, you know where this will absolutely not look very good? Sitting in your shopping basket and not on you. So I know we've got some other things to see, but please, if you if you're getting to that point where you're like, I mean, obviously we're so engaging, you want to watch till the end of the show, but just in case maybe tiredness is getting the better of you, please check out before you go to bed, or have a look, have a peruse on the website if there's anything else you haven't seen yet, so that you can make your mind up time, as Scylla would say. And please do that, because the only reason I ask is because there are lots of you who've got this all in your basket and you haven't checked out yet, and some of these items are getting quite low in stocks, and I imagine for you the worst thing would be if you decided later on today when you woke up, I'll go and buy that so-and-so, and it says this item's no longer available. And we are in serious danger of about 4 or 5 items doing that. But also, this will be on its way to, if you're on the fence, what's stopping you? Because, and I mean this genuinely, if you've got something that's holding you back, drop us an email, studio@shopontv.co.uk, or through the web if you want to ask a question at shopontv.co.uk. Because we did have an email actually from Vanessa, who said, surely at these prices, they cannot be real. and let's address that elephant in the room, shall we?
What's really funny is that it's quite a battle, because sometimes people expect that they have to be lesser based on our price point.
Yeah.
And I think actually the passion we have for precious metals genuinely is so that everybody feels beautiful. And I think that when we put even simple pieces like this, and I say simple, but actually the most effective way to explore Faith and Brown jewellery and know it's real and know that it's right is actually putting it on and trying it.
I want to put people's... Oops,
really
that was my button. Sorry. I want to put people's... give you some perspective. Allay your fears. This is $26.25 on Shop on TV, right? If this was in a retail shop, it would probably be, let me see, probably about £60 to £70. Why? Because the manufacturer sells to sometimes an agent or a distributor, and they sell that for double what it cost them to make it. Then the distributor or the agent well, if it's an agent, they'll sell it to a distributor, and they double what they paid for it. Then the distributor will double what they paid for it. Then they'll sell that to a retail store, and they'll charge you twice what they paid for it. So by the time, and then if they've got marketing, so advertising, celebrity endorsements, magazines, TV commercials, all that sort of stuff, then that costs them money, so that's a surcharge that goes on top. So the price you pay in the end is what you probably expect to pay for something like this. The reason you pay this price from us is because we deal directly with Faith and Brown. There are no middle people. That's it, right? I hope that, vertical integration, that's what it's all about.
What's beautiful about this piece is that actually you get all of that designer effect that you've just talked about, which could be paid, those kind of price points, and probably more when it comes to this style. This is such a nice piece of jewellery with that designer influence that can make you feel like you've spent that money, but without actually having to.
Oh God,
because
look at
with
that thing.
every tiny movement, and I will promise you, I've got a friend who has every one of these pieces in both the 18 carat yellow gold, rose gold, and in the sterling silver. And I've had, personally, from Faith and Brown's point of view, more business from her having so many compliments. She just goes, oh yeah, Faith and Brown, you've got to find it. Oh, and by the way, it's really affordable. And that's the amazing thing is that it is a piece of jewellery that catches the attention. But what catches the attention is that when you're wearing it, you can also say, and it's really affordable. That's lovely to feel. From our point of view, precious metal, sterling silver. Then we do 18 carat gold.
Under 80 quid for all three, which you could very well pay for one in a shop. Get them all.
And actually, I did a post a couple of days ago, and on my post, it was actually announcing that we'd won our award.
Yeah.
And I wore all three of these, but not individually on a layer. I did a torsade. So I did a twisted design. So I took, and I'll show you it.
They are all the same length, by the way. They're just displayed on the bust in that way.
I could do it.
This is the 20-inch. We do have a 30-inch coming up, so actually you could...
So I did it like this.
Yes.
I'll hold it like that. And all I did was I took all three of them and I put them together.
Twisted them together.
And tossade means to twist. And literally, you'll see it became a mixed metal necklace.
It's like a disco ball.
Looked, and I wore a black polo neck.
Oh,
that's it.
yeah.
And I just had that. And this is a 20-inch, so it sits beautifully just on a dropped against the décolletage, so it just drops perfectly onto around the breastbone, and you have all of that. So for those of you who've got some gold earrings and then a silver bracelet, and you don't know whether you're quite into your mixed metals, try it like this. Try your mixed metals, but without having to break the bank. Try playing together, and then take these on holiday. Take the 3 on holiday, and then know that you've got 3 separate necklaces that are going to look fantastic individually, but then you have a 4th look, which means that you can pull them together and you can twist them together. Or alternatively, you put the silver and the gold together, you can put the rose gold and you can mix up that combination. And the price point that we're doing for this really does lend itself to then getting more than one of these necklaces at the same time.
Sure. It's quite traditional as well to have all 3 colours together. Now, 26.25 is the 20-inch. Let's go to the 30-inch.
Oh, this 30-inch price is really, really silly.
I'm waiting to see it. It's
My
probably
team
about
pulled me up on
35,
this.
40.
Yeah.
For £2.25 more, you get the 30-inch. God, blimey.
I did get pulled up on this price tag literally a couple of days ago, and we'd already put the price in. We'd already said yes, we'll stick to under 30. Genuinely had a bit of a moment where, obviously, with the price of silver as it's gone, and I mean, silver has just gone through the roof.
Yeah, we talked about this because, of course, I forgot they're using it in electronics and in EVs and all this sort of thing. So we were talking earlier about the value of silver being a long term, even more constant potentially than gold.
And the interesting part about it is that the price of gold pretty much levies all precious metals. So they say, a rising tide lifts all boats. So essentially that rising tide of the price of gold is lifting the price of silver, but actually silver within its deficit of supply, 50% deficit on supply, 1.2 billion tonnes of precious metals, and yet we're talking 700 million ounces of silver deficit. It's huge. Silver is the metal in terms of demand. Now I'm going to show you this, because this is not just a 30-inch, and that's why I love it. So 30-inch, it looks fabulous on an extended neckline. Doesn't that look lush?
Oh yeah.
Like, really simple. Going into spring and summer, you want a piece of jewellery that can elongate into the midriff. And the reason you want that is because we wear a lot of simple tops when it comes to summertime. But what you want to do with an elongated look like this is to pincer in at the waist. It creates a bodycon effect. Where does the eye lead? The eye leads to the centre of your waist. So it just draws you into the waist. Beautiful. Love it like this.
I need about 6 of those.
Right? But isn't that gorgeous look on its own? Yes?
Yeah.
Then...
Thank you, Sam. Sam laughed.
Then... and I was too excited. Watch this.
Too excited to laugh.
Ready? I take it.
Oh, what's she going to do?
And then...
oh, hello.
I wear it as a little choker.
Bertha's going to get the 30-inch.
Then...
she bought the 20-inch.
But that's not where this stops, which is why I love it.
Oh, I know what you're going to do.
Because then... you go.
Oh, yes. That is pretty.
So you've got essentially 3, maybe even 4 different looks. Yes. So you've got so much variety of wearability. And if you're going on a little kind of weekend away and you want a capsule wardrobe with a capsule accessory in your little pouch, put this necklace and you can wear it for day wear with a nice extended 30-inch. And then on an evening, you keep the same piece of jewellery, but you just wrap it around twice and you give yourself a little bit more of a choking
fluid,
line.
it's so sensual.
And it catches the light so well. Yes, and then, if you wanted to just mix it up a little bit, you then take your 20-inch of the gold and you mix the
in a different colour.
See how it works?
Oh,
just keep on working.
God.
Just keep on working.
We're running out of time. We've only got an hour left, and 2 a.m.'s our witching hour, so Let's move on, shall we, to the next item. Here is shopontv.co.uk, a reminder of every... In fact, Martha, could you back up a page, if you don't mind? I want to show people how to find that page we're looking at. So you go to shopontv.co.uk, and the next one up, there we are, very subtly, it says live, on air, shop now. So you click that, and that takes you to every show page. If you scroll down a teeny bit, stop, please, thank you. See that bar across? So look, we've got Faith and Brown Jewellery, Tomorrow Vintage Cash Cow, Micro Munchie Snack Maker live. I'm so glad that Shaylee are doing that show, because I'm on my health kick and I can't eat any of it. Well, very little of it. So they can pack on the pounds while I'm busy shedding them. So yeah, do tune in for that. It's going to be a crazy show. It's all back in stock, I think. Speaking of, if you've got gold and silver that you don't want any more, and you're not buying any more tonight, but you want to get some money for it, Vicky, well, send it to Vicky. Or Vintage Cash Cow tomorrow. It's all free. You get the envelope free. You post it for free.
Idea.
They evaluate it for free, and then they offer you money for it. And if you don't like it, they send it back to you for free. All that tomorrow night. Vintage Cash Cow. Oh, now this is, for years, this has been one of my favourite ladies' bracelets. Mwah! It's gorgeous.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know what I love about this is that you can either wear it for the style or wear it for the meaning, or do both. Because this piece of jewellery has jewellery with meaning, absolutely guaranteed, but jewellery with style and jewellery with finesse, absolutely perfect. So we have the silver version, which you will have seen previously.
And that's a different item number, yeah.
And this is one of our signature stars of Faith and Brown. We've brought this to you. But this is brand new, and I have had so many people begging me to do this bracelet into the 18K gold. So that's what we've done.
Is that 2 rings?
It is 2 rings interlocked in one.
Oh,
now then, let me take
there's so much meaning there.
Show you. Yes.
So much. I'm hearing Phil Collins in my head. 2
hearts, 2 people, 2 friends, 2 lovers, mother and daughter, siblings. The nicest part about this interlocking rings is that the personal touch is yours. It's your story to tell. It's your jewellery to wear, and it means something to you. So what's your bracelet and what it means to you is exactly that. It's just yours. But what I wear, and when I wear my bracelet, it means something to me. Those 2 rings are interlocked. No beginning and no end. So that representation of interlocking always together, it really is the ultimate way of saying, I love you and I love you forever, for infinite interlocking togetherness. But we've put together this design that then says you've got the symbolism of those interlocking representations of the rings, but then we've put the design into it. And this is what I love about this piece, is that it's a double curb design. So you've got double chain that's interlocking into the rings, and it comes with an extender chain, which means you've got the 7 into the 8-inch extender.
And it's coated, sorry, it's plated in 18 karat gold. I'm sorry, look, just because the price is affordable doesn't mean it's cheap. Yes, there's cheap jewellery out there, but this, I'm not going to explain it again. I've already explained it, ad nauseam about why the prices here are so keen. That's what we're all about. That's what Shop on TV is all about, and what Faith and Brown are all about as well. They're bringing affordable beauty and luxury to everybody. That is, that's the one I would buy for if I had somebody that loved me. That's what I would buy them.
And you know what's nice about this piece is that because it is a bracelet, every time you look down, you have that connection. You have that representation of love. And it could be that you're buying this as a gift for yourself, simply because it's something that looks and makes you feel great. And no, jewellery doesn't have to have a meaning. Jewellery just can be really pretty and make you feel good.
Yeah.
But actually, if there is something out there, and we do have the silver version, and the silver version comes with a necklace. And I actually bought the necklace for myself, and I gave the bracelet to my best friend. And so we have matching pieces that represent, togetherness. And we have been friends
like
for
you're entangled.
20 years. And hopefully we'll be together as friends for years to come. But that representation of those 2 rings can be very personal, but they can also really good looking. I've
got another, I'm thinking outside the box again, sorry, forgive me if this turns out to be another stupid suggestion from Rob Lock with an A. Pets, necklaces for pets and things like that? Would it be big enough? I don't know. No, probably a bit small for a cat, isn't it? But a gerbil. No, I'm not being funny, but people love their pets. No? Maybe, all right, okay. No, that's another one that we've already... We're moving on. No.
Yes.
You can say whatever you like.
You could.
They're thinking about teaming you up with me as a presenter, so you better say something, because otherwise you're going to get stuck.
I agree.
Yeah. Maybe you've got an iguana and you just want to buy the iguana something to look pretty. Iguanas want to look beautiful too.
I don't question that. No, I would never dare to question that.
Anyway, here's the silver one.
About this piece is that would it be worn by a pet or by somebody who actually wants to wear it every day?
Yes.
And this is really important. It's got a double curb. So instead of just a single curb, which you'd probably get from, your everyday, traditional design, the Italian craftsmanship comes in and just elevates and takes you to the next level.
Yes.
The detail and the finesse that goes into every... And I was actually out in Vicenza just a few weeks, literally 3 weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah.
So Vincenzaro is the biggest European jewellery show.
Oh, it's so big.
Vast.
It's actually horribly vast. It's
hall
exhausting.
after hall. And each hall represents a different... what would I say? A different aspect of jewellery, whether that's high-end, whether that's manufacture, whether that's gemstones, whether that's... So every place...
Global buys from every major, retail outlet go to this show.
But what's lovely is it's also a celebration of Italian craftsmanship, because it's hosted right in the heart of Vicenza. It literally sits in the exhibition hall within the district of Vicenza. And so when you arrive, you fly into Venice and you drive about 45 minutes to get to Vicenza. And what's amazing is the moment you walk into Vincenzaro, which is this huge hall, there is a real passion, and that's the best way to describe Italian jewellery craftsmanship. Is passionate, and the attention to detail, the elevation of consideration to design is what makes it so special. And what you have here is a double curb chain, not a single curb chain which you would get elsewhere, but that Italian decorative detail just extends to then the interlocking rings, and to the fact that you also have the extender chain, which gives you the freedom to wear it as a 7 to 8 inch design. All of those things add up to actually a piece of jewellery that could be much more expensive than this is, because it is still in solid 925 sterling silver. But what I like about this piece is that I'd love you to know that every part of your piece is designed to feel good, but also is designed to look fantastic as well.
Got to check out for... Well, you don't have to. You do you, babe. If you don't want to check out and get this, then don't pay for it. Don't buy it now. But if you want to be wearing it, unfortunately, Vicky has a very strict rule that she only will send it out if it's been paid for. Call her old-fashioned, So sorry to be the dirty one talking money, but at these prices, they're not going to last for very long. So please do yourselves a favour. And also, buy one of the affordable items, sample the quality for yourself. Look, listen, we have a refund policy. If you're not happy with it, you can send it back. So, by the way, here we have a 9-carat gold linked necklace and that's actually what we're coming to next. £240. It's a crying shame, because when I started out on shopping television, interactive or transactional television, 9-carat gold was the norm, and it was affordable. I remember actually showing a bracelet that weighed 1 kilo, and it was £4,000.
Wow! And
that was back in the 90s. A kilo of gold, £4,000. Yeah, 9 carat. Yeah. But now it kind of gold jewelry went away for a while, because gold just got so expensive. People, for the money that it costs, people are going, well, I'm not getting very much for my money, am I? You somehow, again, I think it's because of the affordability you intrinsically bring as a business, you're bringing back gold in a big way, and there is substance to it. You do normally need a microscope to see gold pieces for that sort of price, And
what's lovely about this piece in particular for me is that the level of personality that is placed into this design is timeless.
Yeah.
I think if we go back in time, oh, we go forward in time, this piece of jewellery will hold its own in design terms. And I really love a piece of jewellery that has that guarantee of generational wearability. Longevity, especially because it's a precious metal, because we've already established the fact that you're not going to place this into landfill. This is going to be something that, because it has an intrinsic value, will always be part of your jewellery collection, or you then sell it on and do what you want with it. The reality is that this piece of jewellery, by design terms, has a life of its own. And the beautiful part about it is that you start with your decision of what does this mean to you, but then you then pass that beautiful distinction of jewellery with meaning to somebody else. And I love the fact that we've got two different designs on this piece. So you have the gold on gold, and then you have, as you can see here, the white gold and the yellow gold combination of the rings. So I can show you both of those actually that we've got on the so you can see the two differences. So you've got, I'll just explain one more time. So you've got the gold on gold, and then you've got the white gold and gold rings. So the two rings, it's very difficult to see in this light actually,
the one at the top is actually white gold.
So this is white gold and yellow gold, and then this is two yellow gold rings. So if you like mixing your metals, but you just want to do it with a little bit of a flavour of mixed metals, then you can do so with the top one. And then you've got that gorgeous solid gold linking.
One of the things that I think a lot of people take for granted maybe, or don't think about, or just plain forget, is that gold has been around for millions of years. All the gold that has ever been mined is still in circulation, and that means that, I mean, it might be a few microns of it, but you could have some gold in your necklace here that was worn by Henry VIII, or you know, who knows? Or it just, if they say if you took all the gold that was ever mined that still is accountable for today, it would just about as a block fit under the Eiffel Tower. Which is not a huge amount. It
wouldn't even fill an Olympic swimming pool.
No, no.
With all the gold in it.
In all of history, all the gold that is known about, that's ever been mined, that is available today, apart from lost gold, obviously, and things like that, wouldn't even fill an Olympic-sized swim. Now, diamonds, I mean, warehouses full of the things. It's only because a certain company only releases a few a year, you know. But this, it truly is rare. It is very, you know, gold is a rare commodity. That's why it's worth a lot of money.
And the nice part about it is that it feels as good as it looks.
Yeah, sure.
And I love the fact that when you put a piece of jewellery on when it's gold, there is, first of all, there's something to the skin that really becomes tactile. There's something really smooth about a high quality piece of jewellery like this. And because it's Italian crafted, again, you've got that lovely delicacy of the design of the chain, but then you've got that perfect weighted balance of the interlink. Now, if we got this wrong, we'd have had what I would show you this, and it would be pulling on the chain like this. So if you get the balance wrong, like you'll know about it. And when you put a piece of jewellery and when it's wrong, you know it. Just trust your instinct, because it'll pull on the neckline. Can you see that? That's the wrong balance. But what we've got is a delicate chain, but we've got that balance of the weight that's actually going to sit and curve around the neckline. And that's the whole point of Italian.
Is there a slight twist to the hoop? Is that how you've done that? Is there a
Can you see how, if I just hold it out,
ever so
can you just see how it's interlocked?
Yeah.
And there's, if you get really close, you'll see, right, when you get it home, right, you will see that there is no end and no beginning. So you really have got...
In a circle, there is literally an infinite number of degrees.
Oh, nice.
It's true.
I'll take that as a fact.
Yeah, it is a fact. Well, it is.
No, but that's the nice part about these is that you have got that almost infinite potential of wearability as well.
For sure.
You know, when you've got that piece of jewellery, once more I ask the question, you know, when won't you wear it rather than when will you wear it?
Yeah.
Because I think there are so many occasions where a piece like this lends itself.
It's very versatile.
And actually what's really nice about that is if you give the gift that just keeps on being worn, it means that it keeps on touching the soul. And I think that that's a really important thing for jewellery, especially when we start to think about how many accessories or how many things have we got in our world that can be worn every single day and keep rewarding us with not just looking good, but feeling great as well.
There's something very natural about wearing a precious metal, particularly gold, I think, and silver, because, I mean, without getting too new agey on you, you know, they are elements. And we are elemental. You know, we're stardust. We're literally made of the same substance as diamonds. You know, we're carbon based. Yeah, and it's extraordinary that, because it's like the coming together of two very special elements in the universe.
And what's nice is that never tarnish. So
No.
as you see it now with gold, it will never change. And that, again, for longevity, especially with a design like this, because you know in 20 years' time this design is going to be just as relevant as it is
Yeah, you're not
now.
going to wait for it to come back in fashion again.
That's right.
Yeah,
so you've got that lifetime of wearability from the style of it, but you've also got the lifetime of wearability because it will never tarnish. Gold doesn't tarnish. As you see it as it is how it's going to be.
It's like me, Vicky. It's very low maintenance.
Exactly that.
Thank you for agreeing.
No, you're welcome.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's lovely. It's like, it's a bit yin. Is it yin and yang or yin and yang?
Yes.
It's yin and yang,
Yang,
isn't it?
yeah.
The G's on the yang. £240. Just use your drop down and just decide whether you want the gold or the two-tone. Please, Martha is asking nicely if you would all check out, please. In fact, she's ready to get her pointy finger out. Shall I do point? Oh, Martha's got control of my pointy finger. You must check out now. Please check out. Because she said otherwise you'll be sad tomorrow. You'll wake up and go, oh no. Look, life generally sucks, right? It's hard. It's not a breeze. Even for the most successful people on the planet, it's still hard. And do you believe that, and I learned a lesson over Christmas, and you don't have to take a leaf out of my book, but for years, I used to travel a lot in my 20s and early 30s. But for years, you know, when I suddenly became a dad, life got in the way, you've got to earn money, you've got to do, you know, I just stopped travelling. I stopped going on holiday. I stopped treating myself like, oh, I can't afford to buy this for me, even though I really want it, because, you know, I'm budgeting and saving money. And I got to the point where I just stopped living. I was just existing. And I had 3 weeks off at Christmas, and I travelled and I kind of reset, and it made me realise, I went to Rome. And when you go to Rome and you see, everywhere you look, there are ruins that are thousands of, or hundreds, certainly hundreds of, would there be thousands? They're old. And there's beauty to behold. Your eyes are just overwhelmed by this incredible history and part of our existence as human beings on this planet. And it really, I just thought, my God, there's so much to see in the world. There's so much to do. There's so much to enjoy. I must make a point, and I shall make a point, of travelling more and doing things for me. For 13 and a half months, from the middle of October of 23, when we set up Shop on TV, because I have other functions in the company, I worked 65 hours a week, 7 days a week, for 13 and a half months. I had 7 days off in the entire year. I mean, I was exhausted, absolutely exhausted. And so I treated myself. And now, and I've done this, I treated myself to an electronic gaming console the other day, because I thought, you know what? What's the point in being the richest person in the graveyard? And you know what? I'm not saying break the bank or create hardship for yourself, but within your means and within your budget, you've got to do things for you. I believe you don't have to take my advice here. It's not even advice. It's just, you know, this is what I now think, and it's foremost in my mind. And for the sake of, in this case, 50 quid. What's 50 quid? Our first item tonight, do you know the first words out of our director's mouth? I spent that on a pizza last week. 30 quid, I spent it on a pizza. I'm not kidding. Chinese for two, delivered to my door, £35. 40 to 45 for Indian. Fish and chips, 25. And it goes in, and it, you know, the next day you give it most of it back. And that's all the pleasure you've had. You've had a brief 20 minutes of pleasure, if that. If you know, for £52, which probably is even a fraction of your weekly shop, you've got years of pleasure, years of enjoyment, years of satisfaction. And then, if you pass that on to somebody else in your family, they will have their lifetime of satisfaction. And then, if they pass it on, so it continues. So if you were to literally beam your mind now, if you want to play this game with me, if you can think 50 years in the future. And imagine where you might be in 50 years. You might not be here anymore, or you may certainly, well, you would certainly be getting on in years. And you know that you've still got that. You're still deriving pleasure from it. And then you look back to that time when you made that just teeny tiny decision. Now I'm going to buy it. And that day's here. That day is this moment. And you either seize the moment and you get years of pleasure for a really almost insignificant amount of money, or you don't. And the only question you really have to ask yourself is, can I afford it? And do I like it? And if you answer both of those with a yes, if you're going to let life get in the way of you actually having some pleasure or giving some pleasure to somebody else, what's the point in living?
I agree. I concur.
Dug deep on that one.
You did.
Yeah.
And
I mean
actually,
it, yeah.
it's totally valuable to have those moments where you have to stop and consider.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't, then
Well, you do. Sometimes you do have to stop and check yourself and go, wait a minute, what am I doing here? We only go round that. We get one go round with it. Well, you know, depending on what you believe.
But the nice part
It's too late when you know.
The nice part about, you know, reflections like that is that you can do something about it. And
Yes.
it doesn't have to be big
Yes.
things.
No.
You know, I'm a life coach and I've been a life coach for like 25 years.
Oh,
And one of the biggest things about life coaches is small steps, climb big mountains.
Yeah, for sure.
So actually give yourself a small step that says, how am I going to make myself feel good in that small way, easy way, so that it feels tangible and it feels accessible. And
People generally are afraid, aren't they? And there is fear, and there's also, you know, people are scared of change. But as you know, going to your point, I say to my son now, because we have a similar. I mean, I'm not a life coach, but I've studied neurolinguistic programming, behavioural psychology, and all of that for many years. Is if you do one small thing today, if you do nothing else, if you sit on your bum all day, but you do one little thing to benefit you, at the end of a month you've done 30 things, and at the end of a year you've done 365 things, and they add up.
Oh,
you know, you climb Everest one step at a time, don't you? So maybe the step for you today is to say, you know what? Maybe people have been horrible to you. Maybe you've had a lousy time. Treat yourself. And if you know, it could be this. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be. I'm not saying this just so you buy from us. You know, it could be anything. But do something for yourself. Promise yourself you're going to do something for yourself now or today. Why not?
why not?
For us, please.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm asking you nicely.
And I think, you know, taking those moments of the feel beautiful is one of the things that you can explore with such ease. And hopefully, you know, there is something that we can offer to do, you know, with our pieces.
Oh, gosh. If you can't look beautiful in this, then you've got no hope.
Yeah, especially these bangles. Actually, what's nice about these bangles is that they're so easy wear. You know, there's a width to them, which means that they're going to sit very comfortably on the wrist. They're designed fit for purpose, and I'll just show you what I mean. They're not round, they're oval, because your wrist is oval. Lots of bangles and bracelets these days are actually designed in the circle, but actually wrists are not circular.
No.
What's lovely about these is they're designed fit for purpose.
Yeah.
On top of that, we often get asked from people is that, well, I would love to wear a bangle, and then there's the but I can't. I can never get them on.
Can't get it on,
It says, I always get it stuck on my knuckles. The good news is that we have designed with this beautiful detail that says
it's a sprung hinge.
sprung hinge design.
Very
so
nice.
you can literally
Catwalk,
just
what a great
place it in and click it on. It does have the secure clasp as well, so it means that once it's on, that's where it's going to stay. So you have that security. But you can also see with this piece that it looks like it's diamonds. It looks like it is a full feature channel set of ice white diamonds. And if these were ice white diamonds and you know, going to grade these would be, they'd probably be D colour, you know, flawless, if not SI, VSI grade, which is a very high grade of diamonds. And if it was just that single line, that'd be a carat to a carat and a half.
Oh, yeah.
However, we're not doing just the single band, we're doing the full 360 design on this detail of the Stardust. That whole 360 detail is, as you can see, perfectly detailed. And why we've called it the catwalk is because it looks like you've got individual
It really does. Two
lights.
rows of Now, what would be melee diamonds?
That's
But
right.
as you say, even if they're to that sparkle to have the high quality, it would need the high quality diamonds you mentioned. Even if melee diamonds, even if they were a lower grade of diamond, you'd be looking at hundreds of pounds, if not thousands. Yeah.
Thousands,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
doubt about it.
Sure.
And what's lovely about this piece is it's actually silver craftsmanship. And if I just run my finger, you can see it's completely smooth. So you don't have any rise, you don't have any gemstones to worry about at all. It's silver design. So the silver craftsmanship that we place into this piece runs as a full 360. And you have got the 18 carat rose gold option, which is on top of the sterling
Love
silver.
rose gold.
And then you have the silver version. Now, so many of our customers buy both. So many of them
Very low
actually
stocks of the rose gold,
love,
actually.
yes, always, because the rose gold just adds a texture, a warmth. And actually, rose gold goes so well with all skin tones. So if you don't know what kind of metal is more suited to your skin tone, try rose gold because it's such a wonderful, warm, rich colour
It's like
against the
being
skin.
kissed by the sun, isn't it?
It's got a
Like,
real
yeah.
texture of warmth to it.
Yes.
So you have that dynamic of the silver version, which genuinely does look like it's white gold, and it
Yeah.
does look like it's £1,000 worth of diamonds.
Oh, sure.
And again, I'd be more than comfortable with taking my diamonds, and I'll actually take my channel set diamond ring, which is again a very high grade, nice diamond ring.
Yeah.
It's my engagement ring. So
Lovely.
my lovely husband,
Aw.
who isn't watching because he's on morning shift, so he's
Oh,
fast asleep, so I can
no.
get away with this. But if I did this, and if I just showed you, so this is my high-grade diamond ring, and this is my stardust bangle.
And is that platinum or is it gold?
Platinum?
Platinum, yeah.
Okay.
Platinum's actually quite a dull metal,
So
really.
can you see
Yeah.
which one sparkles the most? That's a good few £1,000, maybe. I don't know how much
How
it
many
cost.
now? 15,000?
Right? No, I can't think of how many. It was an expensive diamond
Yes.
ring. But now take a look at that bangle and tell me which one catches the
But
light.
worst case scenario, they're almost equal. But again,
I'm happy to say I don't even. I mean, the reality is I have to accept the bangle looks better than the ring,
Well,
and
yeah.
that's just how it is. But this is the whole point: is that silver is the most reflective metal in the world. The reason that it's used in so many different ways is because it has such a high reflectivity. And when you have got that quality, it really does catch the light. And I'm just going to showcase that with a full 360 design, and I will just then open up and then give you the idea of that hinge design as well, so you can
Yeah.
see that it's just going to sit straight onto the wrist, and then with that solid clasp, it holds in place.
there's nothing I can add really, except to say it's 50. It's 50. Talking about the prices, I just feel dirty even talking about these prices. They're so relatively insignificant compared to what you're getting. You can't get a lot for your money these days, can you? You really can't. Well, if you shop from Shop on TV, you get an awful lot more for your money than you would elsewhere, in my experience. Yeah, I've been buying like a Banshee from Shop on TV.
You know what's nice is the variety. I love the
Yes,
fact that
yeah.
there is so much.
And we haven't even got enough to. We're really working hard to get more. Holy moly! These are 30. They're 37.50. Are we sure that there isn't a zero missing? And remember, capped postage, $4.95. The first $4.95 is all. You only pay that once. If something has an additional, like £1 or £2, you only pay the difference for each item. For 346,985 in silver. It's gold-plated 18K or rose gold-plated. Yeah, when we say gold-plated, we mean yellow gold.
What's gorgeous about these is that these are a classic hoop, but with a twist of something special that is just going to keep delivering. Literally deliver. And against the ear, one of the nicest parts about our designs is how perfectly weighted they are, because what you want from an earring is for it to not be overweighted so it drags on the lobe, but you also want it to weight so that it doesn't become flimsy. And if it's flimsy, you hold yourself in a way where you kind of quite you touch. Is it all right? Is it going to be fine?
Yeah,
it really is a balancing act from our point of view to get that perfect weight to make sure that it distributes against that hoop. Now that sounds all technical, but we do all that so that when you put it on, you feel beautiful. You feel the quality of the earring, and you feel the distinction of the design. Now the design is a full 360 of the Stardust, so you have that gorgeous catwalk detail that starts at the front and goes all the way round to the back. you can see that beautiful 18. Now, the reason that we work with 18 karat gold on our plating of sterling silver, silver is the most reflective metal in the world, so it's very pure, bright colour. If you put a lesser grade, say a 9 karat gold, against a silver, it would actually probably become quite dull. So we take the 18K because it's very bright, it's pure gold. It's 75% pure gold, so it really gives you that distinction of brightness. And can you see how that then works in a marriage of perfect unison? To
marriage made in heaven.
Isn't it? You've got the dazzle of the stardust, and then you've got the brightness of the gold. Now, for me, if somebody said to me, are they diamond earrings? You could say yes, and they probably wouldn't question it. Then they'd say, how much did they cost? Were they thousands? You could probably say yes, and people wouldn't question it, because the visual wow factor of these earrings are such a game
I don't
changer.
think people would even ask, because they so realistically look like diamond channel set earrings that I don't think people would even think to ask, quite frankly. Or they'd say, how much? I mean, they might say, my gosh, those must have cost you a fortune. Or how much did those cost, you know? And you don't have to tell, but also you're going out with the security of knowing that if you do lose one, as Martha seems to do a lot, you're not losing thousands of pounds worth of jewellery. Have you ever been ashamed by jewellery? Maybe, you know, $37.50, you'd have to, under normal circumstances, really, I think costume jewellery would be the only choice that would be open to you if that was your budget. And have you ever bought something where you're not really quite happy with it, but it's just what you could afford, and you know, maybe you cover your hair over the earring or something like that because it's just, you know, it's there for effect rather than to be proud of. This, you know, you'll be bouncing around with your hair back and open. Everybody sees these.
I'm just going to show you just a profile. First of all, obviously, I'm showing you that it's a hinge design. So it's a lever hinge, which means no messing around with putting the hoops in, which often happens with a lot of us. We struggle to the point where you give up on wearing the hoops.
Sure, and you're not pricking your ears.
Click and lock. So once it's in there, it clicks.
Clicks my brother.
Literally. And then you can see the little stamp, and you'll actually see 925 on the earring post. You've got the stamp even now telling you it's hypoallergenic, so guaranteeing sterling silver, which is hypoallergenic. So that means if you get any kind of aggravated ears, if you sometimes get a hot or a pulsing ear, if sometimes it goes bright red and scratchy, that's because your ear's reacting to whatever you've put in it. It's saying, get it out, please, I don't want it. Sterling silver is hypoallergenic to the point where they use sterling silver for things that they use silver in medical treatment because it's so pure in its hypoallergenics. So therefore, this is great for those of you who have sensitive ears. That's what I would say. If you ever have a sensitive ear, it's probably because the metal that you've put inside your ear is responding negatively.
It's amazing stuff. So, colloidal silver, if you spray, there are formulations you can buy. If you spray them on your face, it kills the microbes that live on your face, because everybody has microbes on their face and in their eyebrows and in all sorts of stuff. You don't even realise. There's a whole colony living on our faces.
Wow, I need to sleep.
But no, I'm just saying, silver has amazing properties, really. You know. In what it can do. But what it can do here is make you look like $1 million. This is the Hollywood look all day long, and I speak from experience here. And this is the look that anyone with any amount of money, you know, if the sky was the limit, if the budget was irrelevant, this is the sort of thing the look that you would probably go for. And this is accessible to everybody, moneyed or otherwise.
That's right. And I think actually that there is a real point to these that says, you know, for this, you've got a real chance to feel great about yourself.
It is all, at the end of the day, everything is about how it makes you feel. It is. Do you know what? Everything we do in life is motivated by one of two things, or both things, and that is the avoidance of pain and the acquisition of pleasure. So you'll do everything you can to avoid pain, and you'll do everything you can to find things that are pleasurable. This checks a lot of boxes, because the pain of paying a lot of money for a look that makes you feel really good, that's the essence of what Faith and Brown is.
And actually what's lovely about these is that it's going to be a really nice way of being able to say to somebody or to yourself, I love you, but without having to spend a huge amount of money with a pair of earrings that are one size fits all, so you don't have to worry about sizing if you're gifting. And actually, you're also going to get a real sense of personality to your classic hoop earring. So you've got the hoop, but with a twist with the heart
I've not seen this
shape.
design before. It's amazing.
Such a cute look to the profile when you've got that heart detail. But when I then rotate it round to the front,
Come on, everybody, look at that.
so you've got the silver stardust, and you've got the rose colour stardust.
Yeah.
So you've got two options on these. So you could just make your choice of whether you want to have the more softer tone of the stardust in the rose colour, or whether you want that brighter, more reflective diamond-like look that you have here.
28.
Yes. And what I really like about these is that all the attention to detail that we put into every piece of jewellery is matched even at this price point.
Yes.
You know, yes, it's more affordable, but does that mean that we lower our standards? Absolutely
No,
not.
you make this jewellery as if
Exact
you were
opposite.
working with platinum and top grade gems. You know.
Yes.
The attention to detail and the tender loving care is amazing.
And what's really nice is that when I think of a hoop earring, I really like a hoop earring from from straight on, because actually it creates a really nice drop against the neck. But what I love about this is that the moment that you just slightly turn, people are going to, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because that hoop is revealed to be a heart, and it just adds a real sense of personality.
Oh.
So here I am. Hi.
Hi
Nice
there.
hoop earring.
I see if you've got a teenager or maybe somebody younger who's just they've had their ears pierced recently and the studs come out and they're looking for something a bit more eclectic and chic. These would be great. A sweet 16, 18th, 21st, you know, graduations, that sort of thing.
And the
Mother's
interesting
Day,
thing is-
bridesmaids, ladies' gifts.
You're talking about an occasion, but the nice thing is there's actually, with these kind of prices, it doesn't have to be an occasion, does it? It just is because I really want to wear a really nice pair of earrings.
Sure.
I'm just popping out. You know, I really like the fact at these price points we can have precious metal jewellery, but without having to worry
Yeah.
about the occasion or keeping it for good.
What do they call that? Just because.
Yes, and actually, you know, few things that have happened in our lives just in the last couple of years for me and my friendship group. I think we've had a real reality check that says we shouldn't leave everything for good. Let's not leave it to that special occasion, because every day is special.
Yeah,
Every day you deserve to be wearing something that makes you feel good, because actually we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, so we may as well enjoy
Tomorrow's
today.
not given, it's not
Feel
guaranteed.
great today. Don't leave that special piece of jewellery in the jewellery box. Every day is special, so wear a special piece of jewellery that makes you feel good every single day.
As I get older, I don't know about you, but I find that I'm more focused on the fact that I don't want to be lying on my deathbed looking back with regrets and going, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that. So I'm a lot bolder now in the things I do and for the things I want. And again, it is treat yourself, because especially if look, at $28.50, it's less than the price of Paul's Pizza.
I do like the 360. I do really enjoy the fact that we've got that design that says if you're wearing your hair up, if you've got shorter hair,
Yes.
whatever outfit, you know that from every profile we've put that detail, and you see that you've got that nice profile of the solid sterling silver as well. Hypoallergenic as well, you know, I'll just keep on reminding you, all of our sterling silver pieces, and we only trade in sterling silver or gold, so, you know, all of our pieces are hypoallergenic.
And they all come in that beautiful pouch as well.
Yes.
So the presentation is superb if it is a gift. On Shop or at Shop on TV, you can see everything that we have featured this evening, well, this morning, or whatever we call it. We never know quite what to say about the show at the time we're on the air. I haven't been to bed, so I call it tonight. It's still night time for me. So $562.50 is going to get you your Cuban. It's 9-carat gold. It's solid, not tubular. It's 8 inches, and it is dun dun dun. It is limited stock. That means that we have virtually none left. Let me just say that a singular entity, or a singular individual entity, I've been watching too much Star Trek, a singular person who goes to the web right now and checks out will get it.
Okay. And once it's gone,
Yeah.
the recreation of this piece,
Yes.
I don't believe would be at this price point. Because at this price point right now, I mean, even just perspective, the pieces that we sold at Christmas time of this style of design, 10% increase in the price of gold.
Yes.
Has happened even in that last 5
And to explain,
6
this
weeks.
is from that stock. This was left over.
Yes, that was literally the remainder.
We couldn't bring the necklace tonight because that sold out. This is what was left of the bracelet.
And so very much talking from a very clear perspective.
Yeah.
We sold out of the gold necklace. We've tried to remake the gold necklace because it was so well received.
Yeah.
We tried to make it, but that's going to be around about £200 more because of the price differential. And as I say, that's not because we want to make it more. It's because actually in the last 6 weeks or so, first of all, gold has smashed through a new ceiling in terms of price. It's at an all-time high. In literally records, it's never been as high in all of the records of the price of gold.
Yeah.
So actually, we're being influenced by that. And in all honesty, because of the turmoil that's going on in terms of trading and in terms of everything that's going on in many of the markets, the price of gold seems to be very much an important levy for investors at the moment, which is influencing us, because obviously if the price of gold's going up, the price of our jewellery that we're crafting's going up because the gold's costing us more. Yeah. And of course, we go to Italy because we're working with the best designers and craftsmen. Because if you're going to get a high-grade gold piece of jewellery, we want to make sure that we're crafting it to the highest order from every part of it. Yeah. And that means that we are paying for the finest craftsmen, but we're also now having to pay for that elevation of over 7 grams of gold.
I'm not being funny, but if you don't want a bracelet and you want a necklace, and if you're, this would probably be more for the ladies or for younger people, there are actually 2 left, so buy them both and you can make them into a necklace.
And what's beautiful about the Cuban is, and for those of you who've not been introduced to Cuban, you've heard of curb chain. This is an elevated design on the curb chain. So you take the strength and durability of the link on link, which is a curb. You then have a curved link that then creates this beautiful distinction. And you have an almost like, the best way to describe is liquid gold against the skin feel. And if I just show you that, in fact, if I just undo the clasp and I'll show you that now. Are you ready?
Somebody's already got one now and is in the checkout process. Look at that. So two singular individual people will get the last remaining stock.
But if I just then show you how it wraps against, now I'm going to profile my wrist. Can you see, instead, a curb chain would be quite angular. A curb chain wouldn't actually caress the skin, it would be more floating against the skin. The Cuban, because of its curvaceous link formation, because it has this more delicate intricacy to the link, which gives it actually more durability, oddly enough, can you see how it actually then caresses the curve of the wrist?
Yes.
So if I hold
Conforms to the contours of your wrists.
If I hold it like that, you can see how it gives you, again, that liquid gold effect. Yeah. You have got over 7 grams of gold here. The match of that gram weight.
And it's not tinny because it's solid. I hate the tubular bracelets and necklaces because they just sound tinny.
And can you see that you have got the matching clasp? You've got the detail of the hinge work, which guarantees durability. Yeah. All of these things just give you an elevation of Italian craftsmanship, and that's what we guarantee.
7.2 grams of 9-carat gold. How many people are fighting over this now, Martha? Okay, so we were okay. Apparently we're okay. It's that time of night. So we've got one person who's going to get one of them.
I'm just trying to catch the light. Can you see the 375 there?
Yes.
That 375 is representation of the purity of the gold. For those of you who asked the question, who want to just know, the stamp is there, that stamp just says, it gives you the indication, a bit like when they talk about it on an antiques programme, look for the stamp. 375 is a representation of the purity of the gold, and that, of course, is 9 carat, which is 37.5% pure.
Crikey. Our producer just said in the last 20 minutes, it's like there's only 20 minutes left.
Amazing.
Wow, I hope it's gone by as quickly for you as it has for us.
It's been incredible.
It has been a really fun show. I love working with you, Vicky, I really do.
Thank you, bless you.
So message us if you wish. Tell us what you think of the jewellery. I'd love to know. And we're very honest here. Honesty, integrity and trust is what makes us a hit, quite literally. And a good, you know, yeah, I just say hi if you want to. You don't have to. We haven't got very long left. I'll just say hi to you if you're watching. Hi. Hi to Carol, who's our regular viewer. So we are going to, I think, one of my all-time favourites, literally a brand new style of jewellery or technique of jewellery or combination of techniques of jewellery that nobody else has done before, right? This is completely unique to Faith and Brown.
Oh.
No?
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't want to say that actually. What it is this is brand new for Faith and
Oh,
Brown.
it's brand new for Faith and Brown. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll put
I misunderstood.
That one out.
No, that's fine. That's
and
fine.
actually, what was nice, which was actually really quite exciting, is as we went round Vincenzaro, you're starting to see the big brands are picking up on this style of design and this level of gold technique, which obviously makes it even better.
So you came to market with it first?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's nice about this, and I love the fact that you have the beauty of gold, which we all can celebrate on a day-to-day, which we now have just got something else to celebrate against.
Sure.
And we've got this amazing iridescent quality, and I call it the holographic quality of the way that we've cut from the centre of the heart and extending out to that beautiful profile.
Oh, you can really see it well now.
And then you can see how the light catches.
It's like travelling at warp.
And it does feel a little bit like, you know, is it Doctor Who?
Yeah.
When you have all of those colours that swirl and caress.
Yes,
in
travelling through
crash.
the time vortex.
Yes, exactly that. And what's lovely is that I'm hardly moving this. I'm literally moving it probably by 1 or 2 centimetres. But if I say I'm moving it by 1 or 2 centimetres and you're seeing this level of light play, can you imagine on a day-to-day basis the amount of qualities of colour and spectral attraction you're going to get from the iridescence in daylight? We're in studio lighting, which is never going to do genuine gemstones or precious
plus our
metals
cameras are not the same resolution as your eyes, so when and it's two-dimensional. It's, you know, when you see it yourself in real life, it's three-dimensional, and your eyes have a much better reproduction of colour than these cameras do.
And we do obviously do the detail from the top to the bottom on all of our designs. So you have the station chain with all of that lovely beaded detail, and you do have that fantastic extension of the 17 to the 18 inch as well. So you've got plenty of versatility within that design, and you can see there how it just sits. Now, I'm just holding it so I can hold it and catch the light. But actually, I don't need to do that, because if I put it on my neckline...
Paul just... Typical Paul. It's blinging.
Isn't it?
It's blinging.
Isn't that?
It is bling.
And it sits right to the centre of that neckline. It sits right on where you want it to be. If you are going to ask a jewellery designer, where do you want your centrepiece to be, you want it to the centre, right on the breastbone. Yes. And you can see how that sits, and it gives you that perfect framework to the open neckline. And going into spring and summer, place this piece into daylight, not even sunlight, just into daylight, and that's where you're going to get a crescendo of colour from that wonderful iridescence.
Even on a dull, overcast day, your necklace will sparkle.
And I think that's nice. That's a really nice thing to have on an everyday wear, because this is not a piece of jewellery that's going to be in your jewellery box for most of the time and then you get it out for those special occasions. This is that everyday special occasion offer.
Jewellery doesn't fulfil its purpose, its raison d'etre, unless it's being worn.
That's right. You know, great in the jewellery box, but what does it look like on me? It looks great, but it feels
It's really
great.
flattering to the collarbone, which apparently the collarbone is also known as the love bone.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Appropriate for Valentines.
Yeah.
And
oh, sorry, not the love bone, the beauty bone. Sorry.
I did wonder.
I thought it was the...
I didn't want to question.
Sorry.
I was like, that's not... the love bone.
Martha said it yonks ago, and I just missed. I remembered it wrong. So she did say. Oh, she did. She didn't say love. You did or didn't say love bone? She said beauty bone. So, well, I was thinking of love boat. The love bone. No. Okay.
I've got such a bad image. So wrong. So wrong.
I'm very innocent. I don't know what you're thinking, but stop it. 198.75. What a piece of jewellery. 17 to 18 inches. It's adjustable and customisable in that sense. And please, please, Do check it out, literally and figuratively. Now, it is time. There's so much on the web, so many things to peruse, so many things to purchase. There are a couple of 48-hour deals as well. You'll see those there. So please, particularly if you want to get one of the 48-hour deals, here's one of them. £30 is the price. Hang on. Can we back up a bit? Can we back up to the previous photo? No, just in that box. Now go forward again, please. That's not the right image. That's not a correct image. Yeah. Sorry, just check it. That's the right thing, that it's got the infinity. So we can flag that for we'll change that out.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Here we go. This, if this were the charts, I don't know if this would be number one or the Luce would be number one.
It's a bit of a tough one. Actually, I think they're very, very different, and I quite like the fact they're so different.
Yes.
That the impact and the detailing. It's interesting because the same level of detail is attributed to both pieces, and yet the execution so uniquely diverse.
Completely.
From the detail that you've put into the heart from the Luce to then obviously the detail that we're putting into, first of all, a troy ounce of silver. In fact, over a troy ounce of silver, which is an epic feature to any neckline. And I'll say to you now, as I say, I have this piece of jewellery in my jewellery collection. It is actually, if you meet me, you would think that perhaps with the jewellery collection that I have, that I'd be wearing like kind of different pieces every day. And actually, that's just not me. I'm not really that way.
Right.
I have favourites. This piece of jewellery is probably the one that you'll see me wear most of all.
Right.
And I love it because whatever the occasion, when I put it on, I feel the loveliness of it, and I feel good about it, and I feel beautiful, and you know that is the whole point of Faith and Brown. Feel beautiful, echoes and ripples out into everything we do. Does it feel beautiful when it's against the skin? Yes, it's a troy ounce. Does it feel beautiful when it sits and catches the light? Yes, because you've got not just one, but you've actually got two charms that are going to catch light. Does it feel beautiful as I'm doing it up? Yes, because actually we've put the detail into the clasp, so that the clasp isn't just a practical element, it becomes a decorative addition to the design. Does that make me feel good as I wear it? Absolutely. And all of that stacks up like a perfect Viennetta to then giving you the ultimate look.
Oh, I haven't had that for years. Blimey.
Oh, yes, a good
perfect Viennetta.
But you see, it's layers and layers of concentration on one simple principle. And I love working with the team that I do. And in Italy, most of the time I don't even need to talk to our team about it. But actually, because in Italy the passion is about artistry, their attention to detail is already there. You know, the quality of each, what I'd call brushstroke, when it comes to the craftsmanship and the beginnings of design is absolutely magnificent. But if I say to our team, if we're going to drop anything into the ocean, we're going to drop the world's feel beautiful, because the ripple from the feel beautiful is going to keep on going from whether the jewellery looks, how it feels, how does it design, how do we... Just keep on saying, does it feel beautiful? If the answer is yes, then we're on to a winner.
Not, so that's your barometer, really.
100% my barometer.
Do you know, Italy, it's a funny place. Let me hammer putting this. When I was in Rome, everybody was wearing designer clothing. Of course, as they call it there, it's just clothing.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you go to India and Indian food is just food. But the point I'm trying to make is that they have an inherent style there, an everyday style for everyone. You know, it's quite incredible.
And what's interesting is that, you know, you would say that this is a designer piece of jewellery because, of course, you know, you'd look at this and go, oh, that really looks like that piece of jewellery from that very well-known designer boutique. And you're quite right. It does have all of those flavourings. And actually, that very well-known boutique, you'd look at their price tag and say, well, surely theirs is in gold because of their price being so much more expensive. No, their piece of jewellery is exactly the same precious metal as ours. Exactly
made to exactly the same standards.
Well, I'd like
probably
to think.
From the same place.
I'd like to think. You know, I'd like to say that sterling silver is sterling silver across the world, and that's the whole point.
Well, if you have a premium Italian
luxury guarantee.
I was going to say, if you have a premium Italian chain, there's only so much you can do to make a chain perfect, and I mean there is a ceiling on that.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
That's right.
And you know, all of your items are made to the absolute highest, most exacting standards in the
100%.
industry. So your quality guarantee, ladies and gentlemen, is really top notch. 13125 is the price, and again, I please I request that you check out if you actually want it. If you don't want it, then by all means leave it in your basket. But look, you know what? As Hayley always says, it's not yours until you pay for it. Just because you put it in your basket, I don't know if some websites maybe that reserves it for you or takes it out of stock so nobody else can buy it. That's not the case. We're Amazon the same. I put things in my shopping basket, but quite often if I go back and somebody else has bought them, I just don't get it. I'm just bang out of luck. It says sold out or not available anymore. Same here. It's not reserved. It's not held. There is no guarantee, no safety on whatever you put in your basket. The only way to guarantee and make it completely safe and allocated just to you is to pay for it. We all have to pay for these things, but at £30 for this, for what you get, the money, the sort of the pounds per degrees of quality are just so incongruous. They really are. But remember, in 48 hours or 45 hours shortly, it's going to go back up to £45. So you will pay an extra 15 quid if you miss the boat on this one.
And in all honesty, this is, once it's out of stock, it won't be remade.
It's not coming back?
No.
Oh, and it's already
100%.
quite a lot of the stock had gone, hadn't it? I think,
Yeah,
so it's stock or
not
clock?
gonna be 100%. And I
Right.
can say that
Yes.
completely. And the reason I can say it is because we can't remake it at this price point, and actually within the bounds of wanting to keep within ceilings, and we have a certain kind of price boundaries that we try to reach.
Yes.
So we set our
So
store.
silver has priced it out of the market.
Well, yes, because
The
of
cost
the
of
weight.
silver, yeah.
Think about the weight of just that centre pendant. That's a 20 mil centre pendant. Can I reproduce that for the price that the current market
No.
is? The answer is, and actually if we look at year to date, we're up 9% for silver, but actually if you go year on year, increase of 45-ish% on silver, it's a lot. It's a really considered
gracious,
amount
yeah.
of money. And so within that,
need to
no
buy
wonder
some
I'm
silver.
saying I'm not making this again. I can't make it for this price, and so therefore we won't make it again. That's it.
Right,
That's just it.
That
So
is
once
the
it's gone, it's gone.
reality, I'm afraid.
Yes, and genuinely, that's absolutely. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to create this for that. So we won't do it again.
And I applaud that actually, because if you did make it again and you brought it back and it would be quite a lot more expensive than what we're
Yes.
charging here, then the people who buy it would feel cheated because everyone else got it at a lower price today,
And in all
So
honesty,
jump on it while it's here.
or it would compromise. We'd have to compromise
Your
size,
integrity.
quality.
Yeah. Like chocolate bars have got smaller over the years, or bags of crisps where you
Yes.
get three crisps now and a bunch of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, it's even this is on, what do we call it again? PayPal. So you can spread the cost. Sorry, it's getting late. PayPal Pay in 3. If you want to spread the cost, it's just $11.65. 3 payments. Just select PayPal.
And we are
checkout.
guaranteeing shipment tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Or today. As
Oh,
it
so
is,
later
isn't it?
today.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Literally, our team is ready to go. They'll start at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning and get
So
these
it's
shipped
shipping
out.
Friday. It's now Friday technically.
That's
so
right.
It's
So
shipping
hopefully by the start of next
Oh,
week.
so you should get it Monday or Tuesday, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but if we put that into perspective, you then take it and then go and get it engraved, ready for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Engraving, if you go to the cobblers, about £10 for both sides. That's what cost me for mine, and that was kind of a very well-known high street cobblers, very
Yeah.
well-known, probably the only well-known cobblers in the high street.
Well, do you know, I was going to say, because where I live, there's a row. There are several of them in a row, and they've been there for years and years and
really?
years. Yeah, they're a load of old cobblers.
Lots of shoes then to be
No,
cobbled.
they're a load of old cobblers.
Oh, I see. Woo! Literally, I did not get that.
It's like a balloon, empty
Didn't
balloon.
get that.
Yeah.
But actually, thinking about it, two sides, put the message perhaps that everybody else can see to the world. Maybe that's somebody's name,
Yeah.
maybe that's, an ident.
Yes,
I know
yeah.
a couple of people who've got pieces like this of this size who also have their medical.
Medical, yes.
And actually,
yeah.
this is a great way to put medical, because of the size of it.
Yeah.
It's such a distinguishable. But put your name at the front and then put all of the medical details at the back. So it's there, but it's not something that has to be advertised, but it's there and it's part of you. It's part of your look.
Yeah.
Really good idea. Really good
That is a very good idea, yeah. Oh, we've got 7.5 minutes left, and then I'm venturing up. I've actually got the weekend off. I can't believe it. It's going to take me all weekend to get over the fact I've got the weekend off. This is the webpage, once again, shopontv.co.uk. Thank you so much for watching tonight. We always appreciate and value your custom and your viewership. Please spread the word. Tell your friends about Shop on TV. Sign up, join or follow our social media. And please also subscribe to us on YouTube at Shop on TV Live. All our social media handles are at Shop on TV Live. And if you subscribe and hit the bell icon, then you will get notifications when we are on the air. Because also, sometimes you don't always know, because, you know, we do fluctuate. Sometimes we're on at midnight. Tonight it was 4 minutes past, I think it was. Sometimes we're on at 1 in the morning, or 9 minutes past. Sometimes it's 1 in the morning. You just don't know. But as soon as we go live, you will know when you subscribe to us. And you can use YouTube as a catch-up as well. Oh, I wish we got to this sooner. This is, we've got the, this is gorgeous. £600, that's for that amount of gold. That's a good price. That really is a good price. If you can get the gold, look, I mean, at the end of the day, gold's gold. It's a precious metal. Do bear in mind that when Vicky goes, I was looking at the monitor, not the camera. Sorry, when Vicky, I'm getting tired. When Vicky goes home, it doesn't, you know, everything doesn't shut down and end. You know, if you want to continue to buy after the show, you can. Shopontv.co.uk and just click through to the show page from the live box on the home page and check out whatever you do. Make sure you check out. Vicky, over to you with the penultimate or maybe final item.
Especially check out with this piece.
Yes, yeah.
And the reason that I say that is just because, once more, we've done this really specifically as a one-off deal. And I did it with the intention of knowing that the necklace with the big heart perhaps wasn't for everybody in terms of gifting, because it's quite contemporary, it's quite a stylized piece. But this piece, I just felt had a universal wearability. I felt like it was the perfect gift for everybody. Whether it's got, you know, whether it's actually teenager, because it's got that like lovely wearability against the skin. It's not too over the top, but it could be stacked and layered.
One could call it cute.
That's right. But then you could go to, like, you know, the demographic of my age, where I know that I love to wear jewellery that then I can stack and I can create. What I like about this piece is that it is the ultimate gift opportunity. But within the price point that we've done, it really is pushing the boundaries by doing it within the time limit that we have. Really, this should have been a 24-hour max.
Sure.
But I did say to Martha before we went to, I was like, I'm sure this should only be 24. She went, no, this is a full.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it'll last that long, but in the same sense.
And also, I don't know if it's just me, but the fusion of the symbol of infinity and the heart, it's got something almost Celtic about it, you know what I mean?
I think infinity's very, very influential in terms of that Celtic energy about it. Sure. So you have got that centerpiece, and I will just profile. Can you see how smooth that is to the skin? It sits so nicely, it's so wearable, and that sounds silly, doesn't it? That you put a piece of jewellery on that's wearable. But just think about some of the pieces that might be in your jewellery kit and in your jewellery box that you don't wear very often because you fiddle with them, or they're not quite as comfortable as you want them to be. We design for wearability. We don't design for the jewellery box, we design for it to be worn. So you've got that lovely smoothness, you've got the stardust, no gemstones, that's just silver craftsmanship. And then we have the slider design. This is a one-size-fits-all slide up to 9 inches. So essentially, once you choose what length you want it to be, that's where it's going to be until you choose to change it, whether you want to go tighter, whether you want to go looser. So it really is. And it just slides on and off, so there's no clasp, no fiddling. If you know somebody who struggles with dexterity issues, long nails, or if you're a bit like me, I've got Raynaud's disease, which means that I lose the feeling in my fingers completely, very regularly these days. When you do that, you really struggle. Let's face it, even someone in their early 20s with those little bolt ring clasps that you often get on a chain that size, they're fiddly as all what's it, aren't they? Yeah, they really are. And actually, I think that's why sliders work so well for so many. It's just, and also, as a gift goes, one size fits all. And the nice thing is that if you like the stardust on the wrist, you've also got the stardust earrings. And I know these have been really popular.
Yeah, let's go back to those because we are out of time. What a price as well, under £28.
£28.
That's mad, isn't it?
I mean, actually, the size of these, the amount of silver, I'm trying to process whether actually even the amount of silver should be that price, let alone the detail and the craftsmanship. So you've got there the channel set detail of the sterling silver. You've got the decorative aspect of that twisted hoop rather than this flat hoop. It's a twisted design. And then we've even textured the profile to make sure every angle, literally front to back, because it's stardust all the way around the back, you're going to get that impact. And against the ear, with the hinge design, simple to wear, and of course sterling silver, which means hypoallergenic. So if you're looking for that piece of jewellery that you know is just going to keep on
Excuse me.
day wear to evening wear, if you're looking for that piece of jewellery that looks more expensive than it actually was, but it's going to look fantastic for every occasion, then this is definitely for me the earring to go for.
We've got so many of you that are these are just stuck in baskets. By the way, if you just tuned in now and you want them, don't worry if they're in other people's baskets, because they'll just be taken out of those baskets when you buy them. It's as simple as that. Those looks. Now start at that. Now you see that makes an infinity sign as well. Look.
Yes.
These are so multi-layered, multifaceted, like you, Vicky.
Thanks.
They are gorgeous. There is a word actually for that configuration of that twist where I forget what it is, what it's called. But that way that it goes round like that.
Goes round like that.
Goes round like that, you know what I mean? £27.75. If you were in the old days and you wanted to pay for something you didn't have cash, you would write a cheque. And if you weren't going in, you'd be going out. And please, that is my way of saying check out. Because if you don't check out, you miss out, you lose out. It's as simple as that. Now, you might just be deferring that until you wake up later today, and if you're in bed you won't be hearing me saying this anyway, but if you do want it and you're not sure and you dilly-dally too long, you may miss it, because some of these items will be selling out. A Mobius strip, that's what it is. Thank you, Paul. So apparently I'm to ask you, Vicky, because I'm ill-equipped to answer, what would you say if people are on the fence?
I think the nicest part about precious metal jewellery from Faith & Brown is that it's designed to give you the chance to feel beautiful. You deserve that. Everybody deserves that. And actually, if you want to give yourself one opportunity, then this is the perfect chance to do so.
And all I can say on that bombshell is thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being here, Vicky.
Thank you.
I'll see you Monday night. Bye.
Bye.